gang. Shalom, shalom. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Let me see if the volume. Shalom, shalom. I'm gonna get everything situated in the back of the screen, and just bear with me. Lord willing, this is going to be an intriguing, video. It was actually inspired by my brother Sam Judah's video that you see on my second screen. It says Princess walking as servants, basically talking about these two, and this will be Roosevelt right there. But it was crazy. I'm over here saying I wasn't going to do the video yet, and so I was just watching the elders, watching the elder from Carolina. I watched the camp video from Elder Tahar and Apostle Gabar. And I just seen other brothers laboring, going out to the street, So then I just started doing history. So then I went to TikTok. I'm just trying to tell you everything that inspired, because I really wasn't going to do a lay me back on my brother video yet. I didn't, add my ones and twos to be ready to do a lay me back. So through the grapevine, I get sent to a TikTok video on my page, and it started intriguing me, because then I start seeing old slavery information. I'm like, wait, hold the hell up. You know what I'm saying? And then I start seeing people talking about how the oppressors, how they used to live and how they was cavemen. I'm like, damn, that is crazy. Our servants is ruling over us now. Servants have become the head, right? So while I get everything in the background, please just bear with me real quick. If you're new to this ministry, Lord willing, you got your pens and your paper out ready to get some information. A lot of people want us to forget slavery, but I'm going to tell you today, you can always forgive, but you will never forget if you sincerely understand what is actually going on. Like the title of my video is "Slavery is the Wrath of Yahawah," right? The Lord put us in slavery, right? So please just bear with me on the backstage. You can definitely add comments, basically questions. And other than that, I'll be right back. Please just bear with me. Okay, so let me see in the back page if everything is everything. Okay, everything is everything. So I want to say shalom to the brothers and sisters that might be getting on this live. Shalom. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahawah, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh being the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. And of course, I want to give double honors where honor is due to the apostles and the elders in great millstone that have been ruling well through the spirit, bringing forth 100% of the most high doctrine to the best of their ability, and to the soldiers, the captains, the brothers that's just coming into great millstone, and for the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad, four corners of the earth and four corners of America, going to the highways and byways and doing sit downs in these different congregations and out of the congregations. Lord willing, the Most High continue to work on your favor to have you to endure. Lord willing, he can increase you in the knowledge and understanding so we can be on one accord. And for you wives and you single sisters that is trying to play your role to the best of your ability, being loving and silent and being virtuous wives, right? Trying to prepare yourself for having a righteous husband. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith. I am not better than any man in this ministry or outside this ministry. I'm only here to give the edification as much as I can and the best as I can. I am a student in this, just trying to be the light, So Lord willing, we can get into it. I see Mr. I believe sent a comment, and that helps for what this video is going to bring. It says, are we still in slavery? And I'm going to say yes, but we in a new age of slavery. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to one scripture, and then we're going to go to my brother Sam's video, to his video right here, and we're going to play a little bit of it, right? Because Lord willing, you can go to his page, subscribe to his channel. He's bringing out edification daily. I have another brother, Asher, who's bringing out edification daily, and another brother, Yarmayan, who's bringing edification daily, let alone there's other brothers that we follow, like this brother right here, the elder, from GMS, South Carolina, edification every day, so that you can always be posted on what's new and what's going on, right? So let me drag this to the next screen. I don't know why it's not dragging. Hold on, family. Okay. I'm about to make my screen bigger. Let me see. The screen gonna move a little slow. So I'm gonna go to Baruch just to answer his question. Where is it at? Baruch 3 and 8. And it says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, our power, right? And you don't see past, present, or future. This is just going while we're still on this side, because Ephesians, the 6th chapter, what is it? I forgot what I was about to say, man. My mind is going a mile a minute, right? Like I said, you don't see no past, present, or future. It's just plain. Every time that you read this scripture, it's letting you know we are yet this day in our captivity. Oh, now I got it. You see, it came back. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9, where it says, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. So until Esau finds his way to destruction, then we would know that we are not in captivity no more. You're not getting beat the way that we used to, but you're getting beat mentally and financially. And let alone some of our brothers and sisters is getting beat by cops, or they're just put in jailhouses, right? Every day you wake up, you are in a reproach state, in a curse state. let alone every person is subject to payment. You have some brothers and sisters that say, oh, I don't have no payments. I don't pay nobody tax. I don't know what world you living in. But if you pay light bills, everybody, Jake always got some supernatural answer. Oh, I got solar panels. So what about your water? I have solar water. What about your gas? I use solar gas. Like Jake always got something to try to take away from the scriptures. Nigga, you is a slave because of your father's iniquities, right? So I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna put that aside. Let me check the background for this one. I'm gonna probably have to watch this another time, right? So we're gonna start his video real quick.
Another quick edifying video. Right, today's topic is going to be called Princes Walking as Servants. Right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Kala Yahawah, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak, Rakash. Right, that's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and His only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus. His name is Yahushua, right, and the Holy Spirit. Right, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone from Tahar on down. We're ruled well to this, walking as servants. Right. So now, when you see this statue, right, what are the things that come to your mind, right? When you look on this statue, right, you see, this is Theodore Roosevelt, right, who was a president, right, of the United States, right, and look on the side of him, right. You have what appears to be a.
I wanted to say a side note. I don't know if y'all seen the movie called A Night in the Museum. What's his name? Robert Williams. He plays Roosevelt in the museum movie. I'll actually show you it. You know, closed mouths don't get fed. You know, and we gotta prove God is true and every man is a liar. Lord willing, I'm correct, because I watched this movie twice and it hit me. I think I don't know. Well, let me see. What character was he playing? You know what? I'm gonna just look for the cast, and then we'll know if we'll see if I'm wrong or right. See, these mother suckers. You know, you want to sometimes fact check. For some reason, because I guess I'm doing a lot on my computer, it's gonna go a little slow. But if you look at it, it says Robert Williams in the cast of Night at the Museum, and he's Theodore Roosevelt. They put it right in your face. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of us probably watched this movie, and Theodore Roosevelt was in your face if you was watching that movie. Right? So to go back to just to show proof. So if you ever go home and you watch that movie again, just know Robert Williams is portraying Theodore Roosevelt, who my brother is talking about was president. And he had a big role when it came into the situation of slavery.
A so-called Negro, right? And then you see also a so-called Native American on his side, right? And they're walking aside this, this Edomite, right? Theodore Roosevelt, right? And Elder Apostle Gabar, brought a video out, and he had talked about the statue. I didn't know what he was talking about, and through the Spirit, man, right? How the Lord just manifests things. When we was at camp, hey, my brother bought a sign of 12 tribes, and it had this picture on here. And I was like, man, I gotta do a lesson on this thing, man, right? But Salakia, let's look at this thing for a second, right? You got him sitting upon the horses, right? You got Judah or the southern kingdom, right? You got looks appear to be like Gad, right, in the northern kingdom, right? Here walking on the side, right, of Esau, man. And we know that Esau, right?
Yo, and another thing, this picture right here, it hit so heavy. It hit so heavy because when you look at the Indian in Jake, Judah, if you was really reading the Bible, you would think of the two kingdoms, the southern and northern kingdom. And then this, right, just looking at Theodore Roosevelt, he would be the Edomite nation. He would be depicted as Esau if we wanted to be straight on point. He would be symbolic to Esau, and he would the Judah brother, the African American brother, would be symbolic to the southern kingdom. The Gadite brother would be symbolic to the northern kingdom. And it shows that Esau subdued the southern and northern kingdom, right, of Israel.
Right. He is our enemy according to the Bibles. According to the Bible, right? But just real quick, I just want to kind of go over this, right? This is a statue of President Theodore Roosevelt. It says it was removed from the front of the American Museum of Natural History, right, in Manhattan, after it faced criticism over decades over its claims it symbolized colonialism and racism, right?
Yo, and they did take it down. And the funny part is, with Jake, with our people, even with the statue, Jake don't care about their past. And then when you take the statue, it makes it even harder to show Israel that this is true. Let alone they say, yeah, that did happen. And this is why we have to run to the blueprint of Yahawah Shai, which is the scriptures, because it shows us how to get back, to being worthy to Yahawah Shai, right? Instead of trying to live your best life, a lot of us supposed to be trying to fix a clean slate. But a lot of us is partying, bullshitting, just like when you read in Matthew, the 24th chapter, verse 36 to 44. A lot of us is doing just like what in the time of Noah. We're partying, bullshitting, while these damn test tube monkeys understand what is really going on. They understand history. They understand what their forefathers did. And we over here lost in the freaking sauce. And we ain't saying hot sauce.
It says the Theodore Roosevelt statue removed from the New York City Museum after sparking a controversy. A statue of the U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt that sat in front of the New York Museum for nearly 80 years was removed this week after criticism over racial image, right? And this was in January 2022. So this statue was removed, But just take a look at this, right? So, and this thing that, I want you to take a good look at and understand, man, how these people who are ruling over us, right, how they are, they're boisterous about what they do.
And I'm going to just fast forward.
Thus saith Yahawah Shai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah.
I'm going to just fast forward to when my brothers start to bring out some scriptures, right? Because now you get it. Where are we going? The whole point is to show y'all that slavery is the wrath of the Lord. Now, what Esau did, he went a little far. But this whole situation, we deserve it. Black, Latinos, and natives, yes, we deserve to be taxed. Our women out here looking like bobbleheads. Our women is on the auction block for trying to be on OnlyFans. Guess what? We deserve to be humiliated. And only the strong, only the ones that want to be wielded into the truth are going to break out of those damn worldly Edomite chains and come back running to the Lord, pleading, please give me the understanding, right? It actually do piss me off that some of the things I'm going to show you that we're not taught this in school, right? And my kids might not even know none of these things. And I really wish that my kids would sit down and watch this on TV and be like, damn, they did this to us. But you know, kids, our young kids, their attention span is lost in the dang sauce too, right? But this right here, everything you seeing, that statue my brother showed, it should really piss you off. But you know, Jake, I can get money, you know what I'm saying? We ain't slaves, but y'all niggas is not knowing what's else to come. I just had to say that sidebar, man, right? Because I know my brother is about to bring out some very good precepts. So back into the video.
Of this devil, man. Right? So it said, thus saith Yahawah hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Right? And it says, Salakia, and all that took them captive, held them fast. They refused to let them go. Right? And we're still.
I'm gonna read it because my computer probably was moving a little fast. So I believe this was Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. It says, thus saith Yahawah of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah. Israel would be the northern kingdom, just like I showed you. The left side of the statue was the northern kingdom, and the right side was the southern kingdom. So it says the children of Israel, the northern side, and the children of Judah, the southern side, were oppressed together. This is in America, let alone in Egypt, in many other captivities. Israel was in 14 captivities. A lot of us might not know that, right? But today, you're going to find that out. It says, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go, right? And this should show you when we go to Deuteronomy 28:68, none of our brothers and sisters was able to buy us, and they wasn't going to buy us. What the heck you was going to do when you buy us? And half of Jake didn't even have enough money to even try to buy all the Black Latinos and natives to bring them to freedom, right? And I think my brother is going to probably finish this verse, so I'm going to let him read that, right?
In our captivity, according to Baruch 3:8, right? And so the title of this lesson comes from this precept, right? And this is the precept that the Gabar had brought out, right? In this lesson that I saw earlier today, right? This is Salakia, Ecclesiastes. I'm gonna start at verse number 5, right? It says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, right? And what's under the sun is the earth, right? As an error which proceeded from the ruler. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place, right? Because the Israelites, right, are the rich, and we are sitting in a low place. We're in a low estate right now, right? Because the world and everything in it was given to us. Right, and it says, I have seen servants upon.
And I'm sorry, Sam, I have to bring that out because he said a very important part. You know how it says the rich is set in a low place, and when he said the world was given unto us, I'm gonna still bring out this Baruch 3:8 in the future. No, I'm not going to use this one because it's going to give me the G and T. So I am going to have to use, you know what, I'm going to get it from right here. Where is it at? Yep, got it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm doing it in my back page. So just bear with me. It's going to be on the top of the screen in a few seconds. Second Ezra, chapter 6. We're going to go to Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 55. We're going to go straight to the point so we can go back to the video. right? This freaking Salaki, I don't know what the heck is going on. You see that? It's crazy. The computer is moving slower than Israel trying to get back in the grace of Yahawah Shem Yahushua. This is crazy. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. This is just crazy. This joint never did this to me. I'm going to just put it on Google, 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, KJV. It's crazy. The website that I was looking for, it usually always have this scripture on the screen. So this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 55. And it reads, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Right? The Lord made the world for our sakes. And we are the ones that are rich. But guess what the Lord did, man? He put us to a lower estate. Right? I might have to come back to that again, but it's okay. We'll just do it again. Just to go back to the video, we're going to play just a few more of it. And then we're going to get to these other videos, right, to add on to it.
On horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right? Let me read it again. I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to show this. Right? It says, I have seen servants upon horses. Right? And princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right.
So these are the servants technically, and these are the princes that are walking, and these is the servants riding on horses.
And you see that here, man. Right. You got the servant who's supposed to be serving us, right, riding upon horses, right, and you have the princes, right, walking as servants upon the earth. Right? You think about how prideful this, like I say, this statue is, man. Right? That you got the children of the Most High, right? The statue that you had up for 8 years, and then all of a sudden you thought, maybe we shouldn't do that, Come on, man. But Yahawah, that you had this statue out, that we were able to see this, right? And then we can, pictures were taken and it was documented, right? So that it helps solidify these scriptures and who we are, right? All the evil and things that they have done and that we can see, right, helps us to visualize the things that are in the scriptures, right? Let's get this, right? Let's go to the book of Psalm, right? Chapter 37, verse number 35. And it reads, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself as a green bay tree, right? And a green bay tree, is a big tree, right? And it covers, widely, right? But it says, I have seen the wicked in great power, right? And that's a wicked thing, man. You see how he's showing his power. He's able to build, statues of himself, right? With the children, right? Of the Most High, right? Those who are chosen above all people, right? Walking, right? Walking on side of him while he's riding on.
It's crazy when you see in 35. I have seen the wicked in great power. I did a video yesterday. Let me see if this is going out right. I'm telling you, go to his video and you can finish it. I only went to 9 minutes in the video, right? It's a good video. This is my brother Sam page. Let me just click it because I want y'all to know. Sometimes if you don't see me doing a video, my brother Sam right here, daily edification, right? So I'm gonna go to my page and it's just crazy he brought that scripture out, right? So when you go to my channel, it's a video I did on last night. Let me see. What was it? I believe it was called the wicked shall. Hold on, let me make sure. There you go. The wicked shall not prosper. Their dominion is almost over. So just because they in power or they're in a higher state right now, it's only for a moment. Eventually, excuse my language, eventually that motherfucking tree is going to collapse. Shalom, my brother Jared. I see you, King. You know, all praise to the Most High that you in here, right? So it's amazing that my brother put that video, right? And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go to Theodore Roosevelt. Let's see if they can give us like some information on him. I just want to know about the picture, you know. Theodore Roosevelt statue removed, and I'm just trying to, because if two can agree with each other, they can walk, and it just shows that me and my brother is on the same page, right? And it shows Theodore Roosevelt statue removed from New York City Museum after sparking controversy. A statue of U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt that sat in front of the New York Museum for nearly 80 years was removed this week after criticism over its racial image, right? And like I said, this guy, Theodore Roosevelt, they had him in a movie and Robert Williams was playing him. And the movie is called A Night at the Museum, right? And when you watch it, you're not thinking, it ain't nothing, right? But this is part of our history. So now I think I'm gonna probably slide this one down. And a lot of videos that I'm gonna be showing is on TikTok. But at first I wanna laugh a little bit, but in some cases, it's still information, right? So let's just watch it. It says, because they can't create red summer. And it's funny in certain parts, but the main point of this video is some people in Oklahoma that is mad that they can't hang black people. So let's hear it.
Multiple McCurtain County officials to step down from their jobs immediately. And he's sending in state investigators to see if anything illegal has happened. This move comes after the sheriff, a county commissioner, the jail administrator, and a sheriff's investigator were recorded by a local newspaper at a county meeting expressing frustration that they could not hang black people anymore. What?
Say, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Hang black people anymore.
I'll have none of your job. You can't do that.
And also openly threatening to kill two newspaper reporters. The governor said in a statement, I am both appalled and disheartened to hear of the horrid comments made by officials in McCurtain County. There's simply no place for such hateful rhetoric in the state of Oklahoma, especially by those that serve to represent the community through their respective office. I will not stand idly by while this takes place. Fox 23 Spencer Humphrey's on his way to Idabel right now, where county commissioners are set to meet this morning for the first time since the allegations and the governor's remark.
Damn. I can't see fucking shit out of this. We ready or what? I'm fucking with my Oh, shit. Just made it worse.
Who made this goddamn shit?
Look, wife.
You make your own goddamn match.
Look, nobody's saying they don't appreciate what Jenny did.
Well, if all I had to do was cut a hole in a bag, I could have cut it better than this. What about you, Robert?
You see?
Not too good. I mean, if I don't move my head, I can see you pretty good, more or less. But when I start riding, the bag's moving all over, and I'm not blind.
There's a protest planned in that community this morning.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Spencer will be there. He'll bring us a live update on Fox 23 News at 11.
The funny part is when he says surprise motherfucker, because the reason why I'm laughing on it is because when Yahawah cracked that sky, that's how it's going to be. Surprise motherfucker. All that shit they did, they think they got away with. So now, this is the point. This is what I wanted to get y'all into right here, right now. I didn't bring out mad precepts yet because I want you, because I know Jake. Jake, you can hear a scripture all day. Yeah, you get it. You got it. But y'all will hearken more when you see visual. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you visual to show you why you playing a game and you don't know your history. They're not teaching you this. I mean, when I was in school, some of these videos I'm going to show you, they was not teaching us these things, right? I don't want to show you this one, but since it's already on the screen, I might as well just let this be the first video that we put on the screen, right? And this video says 5th graders picked cotton for a field trip. And the kid's face is kind of bleeped out. You want me to tell you? They're black. Look at these. Look at people who he said, wow, I'm shocked. And this is depictable. I mean, I would do that for a job. Somebody gonna say I would do that for a job. Nah, this is some South Park shit. Some white dude named Will, he said, I thought maybe this was supposed to show how it was like, but apparently it has nothing to do with slavery. You see that? Did you hear that? He said, I like when you fill your sack. Let's hear it again.
South Carolina 5th graders told to sing while picking cotton in a field.
I'm livid right now.
In the middle of Black History Month.
I'm African American, and my ancestors pick cotton. Why would I want my son to pick cotton and think it's fun?
This cell phone video shot by a teacher was sent to parents and brought this mom to tears.
I think it's making a mockery of slavery, a mockery of what our people went through.
Jessica Blanchard's 10-year-old son, Jamari, says he didn't understand what he was singing. Nor did teachers explain how cotton fields were harvested by African-American slaves. Did they talk about this, how slaves used to pick cotton?
No.
A permission slip sent to parents does mention picking cotton as part of a history lesson, not on slavery, but the Great Depression. For 15 years, Rock Hill 5th graders have been coming to the Carroll School, which was built in 1929 by and for African Americans. It now serves as a teaching center for African American history during the Great Depression and is run by Rock Hill Schools. The district calls this, quote, a unique learning opportunity that promotes understanding about our past and helps students make real-life connections.
They thought it was funny.
Jamari says picking cotton was part of a game. He thought it was fun.
It was a contest. Whoever picked the least amount of cotton had to hold a big sack called Big Mama.
There is no race. The kids go out there and they pick, and the Big Mama.
Hold the fuck up. Excuse me. This man said ain't no race. Let alone they're not. It said in the kids field trip joint that it wasn't about African Americans or slaves. It was just to learn about the past. When you get some black kids, they have to understand these things. Oh man, damn, fucking demons, man. Hold on, let me bring up the Blue Letter Bible, man. And then you know what hurts even more? You got some coon Jake looking like a Steve Harvey, and this brother over here looked like a broke down Samuel Jackson. Over here gonna say color or race, it's not gonna matter. Let alone has some damn white babies in there picking cotton and said, hey, this is what your forefathers did. But you're gonna bring Jake, you're gonna bring some black young kids in there and not let them know what the heck they foreign fathers and mothers had to go through. You out your gold digging rabbit mind. Lord willing, I can put this blue letter on this screen. Can y'all see that? Please let me know that y'all can see this. Right? And we're gonna go to the scripture that a lot of people believe we're not the people. All right, you out your rabbit. Y'all can see it clear? Each verse. Okay. First, I'm going to read the blessings. Because what you just heard is going to switch around, and then I'm going to show you the curses. Right? So when you go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, it says, and it shall come to pass if you shall hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahawah thy power to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahawah thy power will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. Now we have to scroll down because niggas is not on high right now. So when you see this title, it says consequences of disobedience. It says, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahawah thy power to observe to do all his commandments and his statute which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So every video I show you, please remember Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. Forget verse 1 right now because niggas is not in the blessing, right? So these the ones I want to get you at right here. It says, curse shall thou be in the city and curse shall thou be in the field. Guess what? A lot of brothers in the city is in the hood where it's potholes, let alone they're cursing the field. Not field that I got a gun, I'm in the corner. No, curse in the field, what you just saw. Niggas was picking cotton. And back in the day, if you didn't meet the duty or the value that they wanted you to, guess what you was going to get? You was going to get a good beating. What's the movie with Will Smith? Emancipation. Right? You would get the best beating that an Edomite would give you. And guess what? When you done, he's going to know, everybody going to know you got your ass whooped because they going to leave a mark. And they got these kids over here saying, oh, it's not about race. Yes, it is. When you got some niggas, I have to say niggas, some Israelites, because we don't choose to call them Israelites. So let's just say black niggas, Latinos, and natives. And you got them picking up cotton, you got to let them know their oppressors did it. Then when you got some white boys, you want to point, your great foreign father was doing it. But we know in education, Esau's not going to allow it. If I was a teacher, guess what? They gonna really know what's up. Right? It says, curse shall be thy basket in thy store. Curse shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land and the increase of thy kin and the flock of thy sheep. Yo, food, and it's a Lord willing I can get it. Is this one video on TikTok where when the Edomites was eating after, the in-house slaves was feeding it, gave them their food, one of the mistress, the white mistress will come in the kitchen and spit in a pot so that the slaves could not have, so that they couldn't eat the leftovers. Teach them kids that. Go spit in a pot. And they say they hungry. Go spit in that pot. Let them know where that came from. Right? Let me close this part out. Now let's get back to the video.
just a, you know, it's humor.
81
He's,
year old
did y'all hear that? This man said it's humor. What is humor about slavery? Hey, I could laugh and say, yo, the Lord wrath, he don't play. But why is it funny to have kids pick up cotton when the history is so tremendous? That's why they want you to forget it. Because Esau don't want to be reminded of what their forefathers or what they've been doing.
Is an instructor here at the Carroll School, where he was also a student in 1943. The son of sharecroppers, this former cotton farmer now shows kids what he and his parents had to do to survive.
We need innovation in the educational system, not just lecturing children, sitting up in a classroom.
School officials say they correct children if they mention slavery, saying this is about the Great Depression. Cathcart calls the lesson living history.
What do you say to people who find this offensive and say that this trivializes slavery?
I certainly love to answer that question because I deal with this issue all the time. One of the problems when it comes to African American people is that they fail to understand history in its proper context, and because of that, we're at a disadvantage today.
I asked why they skip over the history of slaves being forced to pick cotton. That's when district spokesman Michael Frost stopped the interview.
See that? It's always a secret behind the main agenda. Right? It's always a secret.
I don't think they should have anyone picking cotton.
As for Blanchard and her son, both support the Carroll School and its mission, but say this history lesson goes too far.
I think it's misguided and maybe ignorance on their part.
Look, this is the best way you do a history class. What the men of the Lord is doing on them highways and byways and doing sit downs. That's the best way to get history, because brothers is giving you the holy grail. This is the blueprint. When you build a house, you need a blueprint. Like these damn test tube monkeys outside, I can't show you, but they're rebuilding the whole foundation around over here, right? They had a blueprint to say, hey, this is how we're going to do it. Oh, in the in-house, this is what we're going to do. Boom, boom, boom. You got to follow the blueprint. So us as Israelites, a lot of us failed to follow this blueprint, right? So let's close that one. Let's go to the next. I ain't gonna lie, this video might be long, man. I got time. We got time to play today. I want to stay. I'm going to show you this video because I want y'all to know about this. Hold on. I think my camera, the computer moving a little slow.
Hey y'all, ready for one thing in American history that we just don't talk about, pretend it never happened? Have you ever heard of book breaking? Warning, proceed with caution. Book breaking was sexual violence against enslaved black men. As a form of punishment, slave masters or just white supremacists would commit sexual violence against an enslaved man in front of his family, his friends.
Somebody gonna say there was no proof this was true, but I don't doubt it secretly happened. That's crazy, man.
The entire town as a way to not only dehumanize, but to humiliate him in front of everybody. The slave would be tied up, flogged, and then RAPE'd. Sometimes the slave owner would emasculate the man himself, or sometimes he would have a male slave do it to another male slave. As a result, of course, many of the men who were violated could not or had a hard time returning back or socializing with their family and friends. They would either commit suicide or run away and never come back. And once again, the black male was removed from the household. And although this was more popular in the Caribbean, yes, it did happen in the United States too. Like and follow from.
So it said that this was mostly popular in the Caribbean. Guess what Trent said? He said, yes, I did know this. Basically, that's why people from the Caribbean, like Jamaica, despise homosexuality. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Then you even see in Kenya, America, they want them to accept the alphabet 1, 2, 3 Sesame Street, and they're not accepting that shit. Right? You got another one, Roscoe Buns. This practice was mostly done in the Caribbeans. You mother sucking right. I see Mr. said, why the parent signed those permission slips. Want me to tell you why? You want me to give you the real answer? This is why. I'm going to show you real quick. Where we at? I'm going to show you real quick. Come on, be patient. Be patient. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 1. Whoso loveth instruction, loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. Right? Whoever signed that damn permission slip is stupid. Stupid does as stupid do. Right? That's what you call a nigga. That's how you throw your kids in the lion's den and throw away the key. I ain't gonna lie. My daughter bring slips. Guess what? I'll overlook them. I'll overlook them. I don't care about none of that. The same brother that we was talking about getting whooped, and I'm gonna play these. Man, it's so many videos. We gonna get it in, right? Hold on, the computer moving a little slow.
What's going on, people? This photograph of Peter's back became one of the most widely circulated photographs of slavery of its time. We don't know the exact reason for this particular whipping, however, we know that after 2 months of recovery, Gordon escaped from the plantation in 1863. He wasn't alone, and 3 others escaped that night. Unfortunately, one of them was caught by a slave hunter and murdered. They ran for 10 days, and estimates say that they ran anywhere between 40 to 80 miles to throw off the bloodhounds that rubbed onions on their bodies. They finally made it to the Union Camp, and this is when these iconic photos, can't do receipts, were taken. In the same year, these iconic photos were also shared in Harper's Weekly. For the northern parts of America, these photos provided visual evidence of the brutality that enslaved people had to go through. Gordon served in the Union Army, and he also served in the U.S. Colored Troops Civil War Unit. And unfortunately, that's all we know. We don't know how and when he died or if he had any descendants, but we do know that he was married when he was enslaved.
Like you see, AJ, he said they rubbed salt, pepper, and lemon on his cuts. That's you know how that would burn the shit out of you. And if nobody, I'm gonna tell you, your grandmother, your great auntie, your uncle, your niecey poo, I want y'all to know, y'all should really go watch this movie. Please and thank you. This is the movie right here. Emancipation by it's not by Will Smith, but Will Smith is in it. This right here is a very good movie. Yes, it's gonna piss you off. It should piss you off after we watch, after what we're talking about right now. Right? So next video. Look, and yo, you were getting your ass whooped back then. Right? And even more, Yahawah had it worse. Right?
Let's talk about the whistle walk.
Hold on.
Back during slavery.
Before we go, we're going to go to Deuteronomy because it's a lot of prophecies in this. So I'm going to go down to verse 50. First, I'm going to start at verse 48. It says, therefore shall thou, and if the other video come up, this verse goes with it, because each year the oppressors in America would give you one new blanket and one new pairs of outfit for men and women. So the men and women had to wear the same outfit for a whole year. None of y'all had to ever go through that and don't even know the fathom of that. This is why this scripture right here, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahawah shall sin against thee. This is the wrath of the Lord, in hunger and in thirst. I just told you when you was making food for your oppressors, guess what? When they all ate food, they'll come in the kitchen and spit in the pot to make sure you didn't eat the leftovers. In the other video I'm about to show you after this one, you're gonna find out the oppressors made you whistle all the way to the into the dining room so that they know that you didn't spit in their food. Crafty demons, man. Right? It says in thirst and in nakedness, and in one of all things he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until we have destroyed thee. Yahawah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the ends of the earth. This is a two-way fold because this nation had to come all the way to the west side of Africa and snatch us up from the African mountains because of the African booty scratchers and Ishmael, basically sold us, and then they came over here, and what did they do? Esau came from a far nation. They came from South Africa, but they came from the Caucasus Mountain, and they came all the way to America, right? And they did this to the indigenous, to the blacks, Latinos, and natives, right? From the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, right? We're gonna stay right there. I'm gonna come right back. It's just a picture I have to give you. I have to show you so that it can all land me off of each other, right? I'm trying to get a picture of $1. Okay, now on the screen, you see this dollar bill right here. It's to show you the first captivity is Egypt. The last captivity is America, and it shows in the scripture we just read. They are swift as the eagle flieth. And that was the Lord giving you a depiction on who's gonna come and get you, who's gonna rule over you, who you're gonna serve in hunger and thirst and in nakedness. The so-called white nation who is not white, they're British. And if you was to look in the scripture and look in this book, any nation without melon was called leapers. Unclean, unclean. You see this dumb, I'm gonna call him dumb. This idiot right here, he would have to walk around the neighborhood saying unclean, unclean. Edomites are leapers. They have no melon. Right? Get back to the scripture again. Verse 49, Yahawah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, which is the English tongue, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. They were even using, and it's another video I'm going to show you. Some of our foreign mothers was putting either poison in their mouth or they was biting cotton, the bottom of cotton, so that it would mess up their stomach so that they couldn't bring forth children. Because the women knew, if I bring forth a child, they're going to make it a slave. So the women they were poisoning themselves so they couldn't have children. Guess what Esau would do? He'd bust in, and if no kid came, guess what that woman was getting? A beautiful ass whooping. So they didn't give no regard of the younger. Oh, you ain't gonna have a baby. Guess what? I'm gonna take your niece or your daughter, and I'm gonna make her drop it like it's hot. And that's why it says, nor show favor to the young. Right? It says, he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land. Look what he did to America. It's a picture I seen on the book. When you see New York City, Manhattan, it's mad buildings. If you seen it before them test tube monkey Edomites came, it was just mad trees. It was a rainforest. It was beautiful. And look what they did. They put factories and polluted the air. Right? It says, until thou be destroyed, which shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kin, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And we can keep on going down. Right? But we're not going to do that because I gave you a little. So now this is what I was talking about. This is the whistling, the whistle walk.
Hey, Ray. The whistle walk was the walk leading from the kitchen to the big house. required to whistle as they walk, as whistling and chewing are incompatible simultaneous actions. It would also ensure that the slaves did not eat or spit in the masses' food on the way to serve. My response to the slave masters on that one is the audacity. By the way, this is another one I didn't learn in school. But this is the same story, but it's a little bit.
You see that? It's a story. Actually, let me go back because he has some more he was saying in there. Let's go back.
Let's talk about the whistle walk. Back during slavery. By the way, this is another one I didn't learn in school. But this is the same story, but it's a little bit longer. So the whistle walk was the walk leading from the plantations outside kitchen to the big house. Servants were forbidden from partaking of their burdens, aka stealing a bite of food they prepared. Just stop us. The audacity that they prepared the food and they're not even allowed to take a bite.
You see that?
Just saying. In order to prevent.
Yo, and guess what? My wife always, let me taste it. Let me taste it and make sure it's good. Imagine that. Your wife in the White House, in these damn demons' house, and she cooking food, and she can't even taste it. Let alone after she done, she cleaned the kitchen. Ooh, I'm about to have me a good plate. Guess what? They gonna spit in the food, so you can't even have the leftovers. You made that good food that they ain't never had in their life, and they come and spit on it, so you can't eat none.
Prevent such delectable transgressions, then slave women were required to whistle as they walk. And it's the same thing. Now, this is not on the video, but I just want to add on to it because a lot of people still don't know it. The only time slaves were allowed to eat majority of the time was the leftovers that was inside the house. They had to eat out the garbage, food out the garbage that was wasted. Like, this is the stuff they really had to go through. Like, it's real. And you got to factor in they working on the fields all day.
And I have to give a shout out. You got men out here, yes, they probably messed up in life, and they out here eating in the garbage. The other day, I'm putting gas in my other wife's truck, and I see a brother going in the garbage looking for stuff that people waste, pop, a juice, a honey bun, and this man was eating it, man. I didn't look at disgusted, but guess what? I had to think in my mind. We fucked up so bad, and look what the Lord, he brought us to a lower estate. It was a horrible existence for our people. It went on for years. Is this why whistling pisses me off? I never understood it, but whenever I hear someone whistling, especially white, I feel rage. And it's the craziest thing now. I don't even want nobody in the house whistling. I can't even whistle now. What? I can't whistle? I can't whistle? Imagine that. Your mom had to walk from the kitchen all the way to the big house and whistle. And if she didn't whistle, she would probably get beat. No, we not eating that. Take that back. Recook it. I didn't learn that in school, man. Damn, that's crazy, bro. And now that make you think, whoever came up with whistling.
But the actual voices of men and women, Americans, who were born in slavery.
My name is Houghton Hughes. I was born in Charlottesville, Virginia. My grandfather belonged to Thomas Jefferson. My grandfather was 115 years old when he died. And now I am 101 years old. Turkey didn't have no bed for them slaves. He was simple.
You see how he said we always slept on the floor, pallet there and pallet there. Pallet here and pallet there. That look, anybody in the hood that I'm about to make a pallet on the floor. You even have your kids say, "Hey, mom, can I make a pallet on the floor?" Look where this shit came from. Making pallets on the floor.
Well, we didn't know nothing. Didn't lie look in no book.
Harriet. He said they didn't know nothing. They wasn't even allowed to look at a book. This is a movie called Goodbye Uncle Tom or something like that. But it's a movie I just found on YouTube. It's like an hour long. You should probably, check it out. But I'm going to click the video to show you because this goes to a precept that I'm going to bring out.
All right, get her up here.
This is the movie name, Uncle Tom's Cabin. That's the name of the movie.
Young Wedge next. I started bidding off at $100. Come on, Jimmy, $100. A measly $100. She's my daughter now. $275. Any more, gentlemen? Any more? Going once, going twice. Too high. Please. Sold for $275 to Mr. Simon LeFree.
It's something I want to read, but I don't know if it's in here. Noya, love. Can you get my How White Folks Got Rich? No, it was downstairs. Yeah, okay. I have it on here, but I do not know if it is if it's going to show. I don't know if it's all the way in there, so I'm gonna probably have to get my physical copy of. Yeah, I might have to just get my physical copy because I don't think that page is in here. Actually, it might be in here, but if it's not, it's okay. I have this book right here. Wait, hold on. Why am I not logged in? What the heck going on? Hold on, I guess I gotta sign in real quick. See, yeah, this might take too long, so I might just probably have to read it myself. Bear with me, y'all. I could read it off my book, but I want you to be able to see it so we all can get pissed off at the same time. This is something that you want to remember. This history, history is something for your learning. Romans 15:4. You want to get mad at the simple fact that you're still under your oppressors. Regardless if they give you a car, they give you a Bentley, they give you $1 million. You are a slave if you're a billionaire. You are a slave if you are a millionaire. You are a slave if you are a stripper or OnlyFans. You are a slave, not saying you're a slave to your husband, but even if you are a wife to a man, you are a slave. Even if a man is a husband, he is a slave. Wait, hold on. Something is not right. Why in 3 creations they giving me my other page? Wow. I have see? Never mind. I guess this was a bad idea. This is a bad idea. I don't even know which account is connected to the Kindle. Sign into Amazon. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get this information on the screen. For some reason, let me try this way. 5.142, 5.42, 5.142.3. Boom. Let me try this way. Lord willing, it work. Oh, they over here looking at my damn. They like, ooh, you can see his password. I know I took it off. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this. I know I'm taking too long. 642. See, I'm just trying to be able to show y'all the book instead of just reading the physical one, because I don't want you to feel I'm a liar. I'd rather make God true and every man a liar. And the best way I could do that is by proving, right? And if this don't work, I'll just go in the scriptures, which I'm gonna just go up. Found it. Let's get it. The book is right here. It's called How White Folks Got Rich. You see the cover is two different things because it's the same copy, but it's different. Oh yeah, y'all can't even see it on the screen. Oh man, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love this, man. Hold on, I gotta see if I can find it first. Hold on. Just bear with me. Let me find what I'm looking for. If I don't find it, I'm gonna probably just have to read it off. African means savage, George Washington. Oh, yep, got it. I got it. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to put it on the screen as we speak. So this is it right here. I forgot which one it was. Which one was it? Telling you, get this book. It might piss you off, but it's okay. Sometimes we need something to piss us off to get us back in track. It said, where is it? Okay, right here. On page 201, it says at the bottom, it says, give me the free labor of one black person for 1 year. I would be a rich man. Give me the free labor of a dozen black people for 1 year. I would be a very rich man. Give me the free labor of millions of black people for 250 years. I would be America. That's right in your face. And I'm going to show you. If you can see this, I'm going to zoom up for y'all because I know some of y'all might not. Y'all might have glasses and you can't see. Wink, wink. Right? No disrespect. You feel me? See, it's not letting me. Okay, at the top, it says U.S. president and the black Africans they enslaved. George Washington had 250 slaves. Andrew Jackson, he had 200 slaves. Thomas Jefferson, 200 slaves. James Madison, 160 slaves. John Tyler, 75 slaves. James K. Polk had 25 slaves. Zachary Taylor had 150 slaves. I'm going to just call him Mr. Grant. He had 5 slaves. James Monroe had 75 slaves. Martin Van had 1 slave. William H. Harrison had 11 slaves. And Andrew Johnson had 8 slaves. Right? And we can keep on going to many slave masters. So in my other Salaki, in my other handy dandy phone, this is what we gonna do. My mom always said, when you see numbers, calculate. So I'm about to get my calculator and we about to count how many, because what he said, if I have 1 million slaves, I'll be America. So 350, 200, right? 75, 25, 150, 5, 75. So altogether, that's damn near 1,200 slaves if you count all of them. Let alone that's not even counting all the other men that has slaves. Right? This is a good book to have in your arsenal, especially if you're a reader. I don't know why. You know, and we can keep on going with this book, you know, all slavery. Look, if anybody know the Rothschild, wait, I think I got a note right here. Let me see what this note say. What the heck? I don't know what the heck just happened. You know what? I'm going to just cut it off. That was going to go into the Rothschild, and it was going to show you that the Rothschild, they got a lot of their wealth from the cotton industry. So that's to let you know a lot of the Rothschild, these banking families, they're really wealthy because the sweat and tears of the work that we did. Right. So to go back to this movie, early days of auction, you know, when you talk about Black Friday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday after Thanksgiving. Yeah. Black Friday after Thanksgiving is symbolic to this because that's what it goes into. Black Friday was selling blacks on the auction block. Forgive, but don't forget, or history is going to repeat itself. Right?
Gentlemen, I say, look what we have here. Look what we have here. This is a prime specimen. This is a prime specimen. I'm told that this nigga can read. I'm told that this nigga can actually supervise field hands. That he can count. And he's strong as a bull moose. Look at that, gentlemen. Who's going to open the bid? What do I hear? Come on. What do I hear? $700. $700. Try your $900. Try your $900. $900. Thank you, sir. Now do I hear $1,100? $1,100, gentlemen. $1,100. $1,100. Do I hear 13? $1,300. $1,300. Thank you, sir. Do I hear more? $1,350. $1,350. Do I hear more, gentlemen? More? Any more? Going once. Going twice. $1,375. $1,375. Thank you, sir.
$1,400.
$1,400, gentlemen. Is that all? Is that all? Go in. Sold to Mr. Simon Green for $1,400.
I think I'm gonna watch this movie. I don't know when, but hey, if the Lord allowed me to watch it today, that would be beautiful. I like how it saved the Black awareness community. But if you're not aware of what the Bible says and that this is a prophecy, then you don't have no awareness. Because when you look at awareness, look at these video games we play. You're aware of your surrounding. You're aware of what happens. But a lot of people would say we were in slavery because they hate us. Hell yeah, they freaking hate you. We can look at Babylon and Timbuktu. They discriminated us because they were leapers. That's one reason why. But let alone because we're God's chosen people, but the Lord put a spirit on them because we was on what brothers like to say, I'm on demon time. Demon time, what I consider it is going against what Yahawah would say. So going to the next video. I want to show y'all that, but I ain't going to show y'all that one yet. We'll go to this one. I didn't watch this one.
Facts about slavery that you weren't taught in school. Whilst much is known about slavery in the Americas, little is known about the African kingdoms who enslaved other Africans and grew rich in the process. It has been said that Europeans...
Hey, and I have to cut that out because that's what Europeans was trying to call us, trying to say Africans were some Africans, just because we were in the same area, right? But they were selling Israelites. That's it. But let alone, who am I? Because when you look in scriptures, when you went into a certain place, you became that. Like Paul might say he's a Roman because he was in Rome. So you would have thought he was a Roman, right? But if you was to go deep in scriptures, Romans 11, he was from the tribe of Benjamin. So he was an Israelite. So they calling these Israelites African could really mean is because they were dwelling in Africa. Technically, they were dwelling in the mountains of Africa. And the Dahomey, right? When you look at the Woman King, this is what it goes, this is what it goes into.
Were junior partners to the Africans, as military weakness and disease made them entirely reliant on native kingdoms. Empires such as the Ashanti Empire and the Kingdom of Dahomey became enormously wealthy and powerful from their selling of slaves. Whilst the African role is largely ignored in the West, it has been addressed by modern.
And I was talking to somebody yesterday when I was trying to say something almost about this. A brother was like, "Oh yeah, let me correct that. You was on point, but those was Israelites selling Israelites." And I was like, "Wait, hold on. I get what you saying, but I had to clear it up because even the lady that is the Woman King, she'll tell you that it was people from Dahomey, however you say it, that was selling slaves. But then you had another tribal of Hamites that was actually selling slaves, like literally the middleman to selling slaves. But when you see in the end of the movie, the blacks that was in the cages were Israelites. But the ones that's playing the movie is technically Israelites, to be honest. But the movie is really betrayed on an African tribe selling Israelites. But in the movie, they say Africans selling Africans. And it just showed right now. It just showed right now who they were. It just showed it. Let's see if we can rewind that back.
All is largely ignored in the West. It has addressed by modern Africans. And the Kingdom of Dahomey became enormously wealthy, entirely reliant on native kingdoms. Empires such as the Ashanti Empire and the Kingdom of Dahomey became enormous.
Maybe it was the Ashanti. It could be the Woman King, because the way the other dude was sitting in the chair, it could remind me of the Ashanti. So maybe that could have been it. Or the Ashantis was the one that was actually the middleman for the Europeans. And then this brother right here looking like a darker version of Prince, he could have been the guy that was the head of the movie, The Woman King. I would have to rewatch it to see what name. If anybody know the name of what they was calling the place in The Woman King, just let me know. Just to correct that more, to make it more clear.
Enormously wealthy and powerful from their selling of slaves. Whilst the African role is largely ignored in the West, it has been addressed by modern Africans. In 1999, the president of Benin, when speaking to an all-black church in Baltimore, fell to his knees and begged for forgiveness for his country's role in slavery.
What? Did you see that? Hamite got on his knee and begged for forgiveness because he had a hand in selling Israelites, not Africans, Israelites into slavery. Yo, and that's the same dude that you just seen. It's a YouTube video with all his tribal people standing in like a parade, and it gives an announcement, and he's talking about the indigenous people that wasn't African. He said in the video that's not African, but the world called them African. The people of the land of that was scattered four corners of the earth. I am sorry that my people have sold you into slavery, and I helped doing it. Can you please forgive us? Right? And a lot of us probably never seen that video. One day, if I ever get that video, Lord willing, I'll post it on my Facebook, or I'll kind of record and put it on my YouTube.
Dahomey's major role in slavery was only ended in 1852 when Britain forced an anti-slavery treaty on them. The Ashanti Empire resisted attempts to abolish slavery. It wasn't until British colonization that the practice stopped completely. Like and follow for more. Fact slavery that you weren't taught in school.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up this real quick. My screen is kind of acting, is acting a little foo-foo on me real quick. If I find a video, we about to get to it. If I find the video. If I find the video. Is this it? African president apologized for Africans selling black people to white. Why he didn't say Africans? I'm going to read it again. What I'm looking at right now. African president, this is 6 years ago. African president apologized for Africans selling black people to whites. So why this dude didn't call them Africans? I'm trying to find when he actually outside saying it. And I can't find it because I know he was outside, but I'm about to just go to this video and see if this is it. But this man is about to say, actually, I'm about to just put it on this screen so y'all can see, you know, because I don't want to be called, oh, this nigga a liar. So this is it right here. If you see the title, it says African president apologizes for Africans selling black people to whites. Why he didn't say he apologized for Africans selling Africans? This is another proof. 6 years ago, Africa apologized for slavery and nobody knew. Now we did today. We did today.
Does anybody know this gentleman, Mateo Kirkow? Raise your hand if you know Mateo Kirkow.
Sorry, y'all.
Mateo Kirkow, by the way, you're not strange. I've done this presentation all over the country. Nobody has ever heard of Mateo Kirkow. I will explain to you why this is profound. Mateo Kirkow was a Marxist dictator of a country in Africa called Yahawah. In about 1979, 1980, he left that post, but in the early 1990s, he converted to Christianity, and in 1996, he was democratically elected president of a new country. They renamed the country called Benin, Africa. There's Benin, Africa. Now, in 1999, Mateo Kirkow, as president of Benin, Africa, came to the United States of America to do three things. The first thing is to apologize.
The second is
to seek forgiveness.
And the third thing
is to seek reconciliation for his country's participation in the African slave trade.
See, now he's saying Africa.
Anybody hear about that?
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is the head of state of an African nation
who came to the
United States of America to apologize for his country's export of 3 million of their own people in the African slave trade, and nobody in the United States of America has heard about it.
First and foremost, I'm glad people in the United States didn't hear this, because then we would start thinking we're African. We're not. Salaki. Exodus 11:7, the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Egyptians derived from Ham, which is an African. We are not the same. We're not the same. And I'm going by what it says on the title. African president apologized for Africans selling black people to whites. Africans was never considered black. And I can show you in the book called Babylon the Timbuktu. And I'm always bringing this out, right? This is on page 20. The ancient people did not classify race according to skin color, like the modern nations. So you see black people. So who is these black people? They're not Africans. And if that was the case, that means all these niggas out here, Latinos and Indians, the Jamaicans and the Haitians, the African Americans are Africans, right? And that's where a lot of confusion come from, right? It says color like the modern nations of Europe and America. The ancients include the Greeks and Romans identify people according to their nationality, national names, or tribal names. They use such as Vandals, Saxons, Ethiopians, Jews, Arabs, Persians, Babylonians, Egyptians, and Moors. Moors mean black. They did not use the term Negro, which is the modern term. Let alone Africans were not called Negroes or nigger. When you look at, I believe, Acts the 13th chapter, it says, which is the modern term to refer to the black race. So when they say the black race, they're talking about the African-American, Jamaicans, and Haitians. Or the word Caucasian to refer to the white races. Dividing the world along a color line was an idea that originated with the white supremacists in Europe after the Renaissance. And who did these Africans sell these other black people to? They sold them to Europeans. So that's to show you that when these Europeans came, the Lord put a spirit on Esau to come and get us, not no damn African booty scratcher. Man, I put that on Mammy's cornbread, right? Deuteronomy 28:68. And Yahawah shall bring thee unto Egypt again with ships. Actually, no, we got to go back up just to prove the fact. This was a prophecy that was supposed to happen to Israel. Right here. Deuteronomy 28:49. Yahawah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Right? Verse 68. And Yahawah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Show me a movie of real African booty scratchers in America, like the scriptures would say, that they would be in here for bondmen and bondwomen, and nobody will buy you. Because Deuteronomy 28 is really dealing with Hebrew Israelites. But Esau did control he took over the whole world. So I would never put nothing past that he didn't do anything to the Hamites. But for them to come, they came, the Lord put a spirit on them to get specific people, which are Israelites. Plain, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Right? And I'm going to read this last sentence in Babylon and Timbuktu. The Europeans did not have any great civilization immediately after the fall of Greece and Rome. So right before they took us, they had to build their foundation, right? And we were not called no damn freaking Africans, right? They came to get Israelites. And if I was to keep on reading, you would clearly see plainly, right? So let me just play a little more of this video, and then we go back to the TikTok.
How could that be? I'll make it even more profound. In 2003, he sent a delegation to tour the United States, churches and schools, to do the exact same thing, to apologize, seek forgiveness and reconciliation for his country's participation in the African slave trade. This is what they said. In the name of the government of the people of Benin, on behalf of President Matty Kirikau, I say to you all, we are sorry. We are deeply, deeply sorry. President Kirikau knows the damage on our side that came from slavery. He knows how this robbed our own society at home, how it turned us against each other. And we believe it is easy to say that those other people did it. But we also believe that if we were not helping them, if we did not assist them, if we did not play a role in it, it would not have happened. You think this might have some impact on race relations in the United States of America? Ladies and gentlemen, slavery, race, racism, white guilt, political correctness has never been an issue of black versus white. It has always been an issue of good versus evil. It has always been an issue of good versus evil. The key is It's for us to come together on the side of good, not black versus white. To come together on the side of good so that we can collectively fight evil. These gentlemen came over here to seek that reconciliation so that they could better their own country. And the United States.
So I'm in that. That was it was good to actually see that. A sidebar, I'm not about to play her videos because I'm not gonna lie to any one of you brothers. This sister right here, she follows Yahawah. She do be having some good videos on some points. I just can't use her as a reference, and she follows Yahawah. So for your own discretion, you watch that on your own time. Me, I'm not. Nope. But she do be bringing out some good information, though. I ain't gonna lie. But me, I'm a chill on that. So I got some more videos I want to show you. Let alone, a lot of us be saying forget slavery. How can we forget slavery? Why won't you tell that to your oppressors? Why they didn't destroy these slave houses? They leave it as a memorial. Look what Richard said. He said, and they always tell us to forget the past. How they gonna tell you to forget the past and they left the buildings? We are not forgetting anything. We educating and will teach whoever is willing to learn. Right? Let's read some more of these comments. I want to learn. I want my children to learn. Your people have many stories to tell. It's hard to believe a class of people can treat another class of people so horrible. And to this day, we're still working for little wages. Ever notice how society tell us to get over it or it's the past? But that's never said to the Jewish community because they always talking about the Holocaust, right? So many people are still unaware of it, nor do they realize that the plantation exists and is still in operation today. Some of my family is buried there and we do not know where. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm in the McCarley Gardens. If y'all don't know the history of the McCarley Gardens before, this is McCarley Garden is built on Indians. Right, it was a Indian burial, right? And McCarley Gardens is building on top of it. Let alone when you look at slavery, they didn't take you somewhere else. They'll bury you right in your little slavery cabin community. So it's our forefathers is buried, foremothers is buried in this land.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun.
Somebody said, pray someday they get the resources they need to complete the work they started to find them. It's not about finding the bodies, but when you look at Ezekiel, when you understand the valley of dry bones, right? It's about us speaking and waking up our brothers and sisters right now. It's not about digging up the bones in the ground. We already got bones. Niggas walking the street trying to be drug dealers, prostitutes, whores, and slut buckets, right? The valley of dry bones, right? Hold on. Let me get that in the back channel. Let's get that right now. Because since nobody ain't really saying that in the comments. The sisters, the brothers, okay, this is Ezekiel 37:1. The hand of Yahawah was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of Yahawah and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And this is all symbolic, right? Because when you look at Lazarus, we would consider Lazarus, he was dead, right? And that's just a lower estate, right? Being the valley of dry bone is just a lower estate. And that's why we have to speak unto these dry bones. It says, and he said unto me, son of man, which is Ezekiel, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahawah, God, thou knowest. Again, he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones. So if these bones was dead, what the hell he prophesying for? Trying to predict the future. And say unto them, O ye bones, hear the word of Yahawah. How the bones gonna hear? This is talking about living people that are dead in spirit, dead to the knowledge. This is why Yahawah had to die for us, because we could not keep the law. We kept failing. That's why Yahawah came and he fulfilled the law. I mean, he came and was actually doing what needed to be done of the law. And most of us was keeping it to the best of our ability. But we saved through grace, let alone we have to move by faith right now and rehearse the righteous acts to the best of your ability, right? And this is right now what we're doing is speaking to the dry bones. Wake your ass up. Slavery was a wrath of Yahawah. That's the title of this video. This is everything I'm showing you is a punishment from the Lord. Excuse my language. Fuck Esau. The Lord created him to do that. Because we wouldn't listen. You know how when your kids be bad, you go get a belt and you whoop them? The Lord not doing that. The Lord created these damn devils to be a whooping unto you. That's why this is the last captivity, and the last captivity is worse than any captivity you ever been. But you've been through 14 captivities, and I'll show you that because a lot of people. Oh, I was never in 14 captivities. So just to end it here, this whole chapter is good. You can read all the way from here down, but the whole point is to show you have to prophesy unto these bones, right? Let them know the good news. Let them know that they God's chosen people, and let them know. Let's see. Let's see if they'll give it to me. Wow, they got it right there on the screen. Oh, a screen taking that long. And when you look right here, this is Deuteronomy 28:46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. All the captivities is going to be for a sign and a wonder upon thy seed forever. These are the 7 major captivities: the Egyptian, Assyrian, the Babylonian, the Persian, the Greek, and the Roman captivity. I think it's supposed to be way more. It's 7 great captivities and 7 least captivities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, it's 7. So lucky I'm over here. Oh no, I was actually right. It didn't give me all of them, right? So Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15, all the way to 68 is the curses. Leviticus 26, verse 14 to 45. And each one of these is a curse, but all the other ones you got to put in between, because when you ain't following the Lord will send his weapon towards you, right? So the Egyptian captivity around 1500 BC. The Assyrian captivity about 720 BC. The Babylonian captivity 586 BC, right? Around that time, or it could be that time, or it could be before or a little after. Knowing the time, you got to follow the charts. I have a Bible map and charts of all the time. Persian captivity 538 BC. Greek captivity 332 BC, Roman captivity 70 AD, and American captivity 1619 AD. But the American captivity was already getting they were already plotting even before the 1619. But when you subtract 1619 from 2019 or 2019 from 1619, you get 400 years, right? But we're still here. So don't take what you learned about Egypt and apply it to this America, right? So I'm gonna just read this Leviticus and then I'm gonna go back to this picture. It says Leviticus 26 and 46. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which Yahawah made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. So that's not 10. He made 613 law, statutes, and commandments that we were supposed to follow. And we couldn't even do our best at that. Right? I know the screen might be, oh, it didn't blur up. All praises. So the captivities of the nation of Israel, which is the 12 tribes, it has the scriptures on here and the same time frame. The Egyptian captivity, that was for 400 years from 1625 to 1225 BC. And you can go, I think this was prophesied in Genesis 15 and 13. And that's why you just read the book of Exodus. The Cushite of Mesopotamia, that's in the book of Judges, the 3rd chapter, verse 3 to 10. The Moabite captivity in the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 12 to 14. The Mesopotamia, we were in there for 8 years. The Moabite captivity was for 18 years. The Canaanites, which is the South Africans, that was for 20 years. Read the book of Judges, chapter 4, verse 2 to 3. The Mennonites, which is the Arabs of today, that was a 7-year captivity. Read Judges chapter 6, verse 1. The Ammonites, the so-called Japanese of today, that was 18 years. Read the book of Judges chapter 10, verse 6 to 8, and verse 11 and 12. The Philistines, the so-called Africans, that was, I think right here it says 40 years. And that's in the book of Judges, chapter 13, verse 1. The Assyrian captivity, the so-called Cruds. So like if I say it wrong, I think it says 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. From 722 BC to 720 BC. You read 2 Kings, chapter 15, verse 29. And then go to chapter 17, verse 5 to 6. And chapter 18, verse 9 to 12, and then the Babylonian captivity, which is the Ethiopians, right? And you had a landmass called Ethiopians, and then you had Mesopotamia. Those were still Ethiopians, right? The Mesopotamia Ethiopians. They just went over there, right? I think they called the East Ethiopians, right? And they called themselves by the city, by the place. So they were called Babylonians or Chaldeans. And we were in there for 70 years. And of course, a lot of prophets was through there, but you can remember Jeremiah, you can remember Ezekiel, and then of course Daniel, right? And that was from 606 BC to 536 BC. You could read Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 9 to 14, Jeremiah, the 39th chapter, Psalms 137 chapter, and this was 586 BC. Yeah, basically 536 BC all the way to 586 BC. Then you have the Persian Medes, which was prophesied by Daniel and then in many other books, which is the East Indians, like basically like Elam, the descendants of Japhet. I would say is 203 years from 536 BC to 333 BC. And you can find this captivity, let alone if you read the book of Esther, Ezra, Nehemiah, and the book of Daniel, because Daniel prophesied of these things in 1st and 2nd Ezra, right? That's definitely in the book. I see Bruce, he said Lord means Bala. I mean, technically it means multiple things, but Lord really means king. The most high name is Yahawah Shema Shai, and that's amazing you left the church, King. Do I follow the 12 tribe chart? Yes, I do. Through the spirit, it makes sense because the tribes changed to a modern name, because I just read it in Babylon and Timbuktu. They changed their they went from a national to a tribal name to modern names. Lord willing, that answered your question. The Greek captivity is the so-called Edomites, the so-called white people, right? They changed their name from Edom or Idumea to white people. And that was 267 years, from 333 BC to 66 BC. And you can read Daniel for prophecy, chapter 7 and chapter 2, but chapter 7 and the two books that really go into it is a history book that's in the Apocrypha that the Roman Catholic Church took out, and it's 1st Maccabees and 2nd Maccabees. Let alone you have the Roman captivity, which is Edomites, the so-called white people in modern day. We was in there for 259 years, from 66 BC to 193 AD. The time could be correct or it could be a little off. Read the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, because it's going to deal with the statue, and it's going to deal with their attributes, their stature as a kingdom. And you can go to Matthew, the 2nd chapter, verse 1 to 4. You're going to see Herod. You're going to see mad rulers. Luke chapter 3, verse 1. From 193 AD until approximately 1453 AD, the Black Hebrew Israelites, right? Because during this time, like I read in the Babylon and Timbuktu, all these nations, even after Rome, the African and Arabs, they all knew us by a national people and a tribal people. Soon as America came into play, that all that shit went into the garbage. So we wasn't even called Hebrew Israelites anymore. We were still trying to keep it, but they beat the mess out of us and took it away from us. So after the Roman Empire, approximately 1453 AD, the Black Hebrew Israelites ruled all of Europe. For all you brothers, just think where Esau trying to tell you just started from slavery. No, you ruled. Let alone even before that, with Saul, David, and Solomon, right, and other kings too. But a lot of the kings of Israel became wicked. It said ruled all of Europe in the world. Read Revelations chapter 20, verse 1 to 3. This era has been called by many different names: the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, the Bensim, meaning backwards, in the Middle Evil Ages, right? And you can find about this empire in Babylon, Timbuktu, right? You can find a lot of it. Even this captivity right here, Africans and Arabs from 1500 AD to 1600 AD. Read Joel chapter 3, verse 1 to 8. King Mahoney, which we just seen in the video, that's to show you the women king. That was all depicted off of this right here. The Mahoney and Mansa Musa, which was a very, very, very rich man, right? Of the Mali Empire in Timbuktu. That's where you get this. That's where you get this. That's why, the Lord willing, if that brother I was talking to on Clubhouse get to see this video, this is to show you that movie is inspired by about Africans selling Israelites, right? You see it in this book. And the American is the so-called Edomites, the white nation, and that's from 16 AD to the present day. And of course, a lot of people might not see it in scriptures because the scriptures do not say America. America wasn't called America, right? It had a whole nother name, but America is symbolic to Sodom in Egypt. Of course, it's symbolic to Egypt, but it is symbolic to Sodom in Egypt. Sodom as in the sweet turf, the ABC community. It's built on gay stuff, like we seen butt breaking. built on Egypt, the higher bondage, the rigor bondage, let alone it is symbolic to Babylon. That's why they call it the daughter of Babylon, great Babylon, mystery Babylon, because America is a mystery. And that's why a lot of people, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't understand it, is because the Lord put you in the dark. That is Psalms chapter 8, verse 20 in the NLT, right? And that's to show you right there. And then, Lord willing, I cleared up some things for some brothers and some sisters. Lord willing. Lord willing. Right? So we can close that. I see somebody posted something. Lord willing, y'all can see it on the screen. I'm going to tag it. I'm going to tag it on the screen. Lord willing, y'all can see it underneath my picture. It says, now when someone asks, how can the Lord allow slavery? I can explain it. Lord willing, they understand. Thank you for another edifying lesson, King. Shalom. Khan. It's another verse that you can go to. Lord willing, through the Spirit, if it can take this scripture off the screen for me. Okay, it's off the screen. I am going to show another scripture. Salaki. Lord willing, this works now. Lord willing to do. What was it? Oh, yeah. 3 holy children. First, let me go here. See if it works. Oh, man. See, this website used to have, the website had every book that I needed. And now this website is not allowing it to pop up. So I might have to just go to the regular internet. Let's see if they'll bring it back up. Salaki, yo, the funniest thing, they must have, what the heck? They took the Apocrypha off this website? They gotta be some demons if they did that. It looked like they took the Apocrypha off this website. Let's see. Yup, they took it off. They took out the Apocrypha. This website, as soon as you say Baruch, 3 holy children, Sirach, it will pop right up. They took it off the website. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's okay. Guess what? We still gonna get it. You know, they think they could do crafty work. It's okay. We gonna get this. Watch. They mad for no reason. It's okay. You don't want us to get it. It's okay. It's okay, Billy. We're gonna get it. And I'm a bookmark this, right? So 3 holy children. Because 12 we chosen was trying to I just want to use this to show. They said now when someone asks how can the Lord allow slavery, I can explain it. I'm gonna just put another precept in your arsenal. This is 3 holy children, chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 7. It says, in all these things have we trespassed and not only not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither done as thou hast commanded us, that it might go well with us. Wherefore, all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment. And thou didst deliver us unto the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. So this shows you that the Lord had given us to the hands of lawless enemies. I'm going to show you another verse that you can never go wrong. Baruch 4:25. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. So you see where my video says slavery is the wrath of Yahawah. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. So the Lord is the one, you know, like when you shuffle cards, this is the hand that the Lord give you, right? It says, for thy enemy have persecuted thee, but surely thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon thy neck. I see my brother Sam is bringing me back up to verse 6, which even makes it even plainer, right? Verse 6, it says, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye move God to wrath. That's the title of this lesson. Slavery is the wrath of God. The slavery is the wrath of Yahawah, who the world calls God. But because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto your enemies. The Lord delivered you like a mailed letter. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God, which a lot of us still to this day are serving other gods, making other sacrifice to God till this day. Till this day. Niggas is still doing it. Kanye West said we them new slaves. Nah, man, we the same slaves. Doing the same shit. Slimy and slippery. Right? You can't get around this right here, man. This is playing upon tables, right? It was a verse I wanted to get, but I looked like I took the app off. So what we're going to do is I'm going to close this and I'm going to go to this app again. Because like I told you, this whole lesson is inspired by the video my brother had posted on YouTube. If I can get to limitations. Wait, what verse was we at? What verse was it? What was the last verse he went to? Let me see. Let me see if it's on. Oh yeah, Baruch 3:8. Right? Because even more, this is to help you understand, because after we just brought out, the Lord hath given you the lawless enemies, but yet to this day, it's out through the grapevine. And we're going to read that scripture again and go to precepts. If my screen will load. Thank you. Appreciate you to the fullest, computer. Hey, what the heck is going on? Why is it not scrolling down? I'm sorry, we're having difficulties over here. So Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us. Who's thou? Yahawah Shem Yahushai. He had scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, all the wickedness, all the sins of our fathers, which departed from Yahawah our power. Right? Yahawah Shem Yahushai. Lord willing, this thing can stop acting bougie. So I'm going to go to a few verses. First, I'm going to go to the limitations 5 and 7, which my brother Sam already brought out through the Spirit. Limitations, chapter 5, verse 7. And I'm gonna read verse 6. It says, we have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. The northern kingdom went to the Egyptians. The northern kingdom went to the Assyrians, and the southern kingdom went to the Egyptians. Our fathers have sinned and are not. We have borne their iniquity. So we're in this situation because our forefather have sinned in the eyes of Yahawah Shema Shai and are not, and we have borne their iniquity. That's why we're born in this world, not knowing who we are. When you look at St. John chapter 7, verse 49, he that don't know if the law is cursed, right? And when you go to Judges 2 and 10, it showed you every time a generation grew up, they did not know Yahawah or his ways. So that's another reason why we born their iniquities. Servants have ruled over us, just like off the Theodore Roosevelt video that the brother put, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 5, I believe to 7 or 8. And it says the servants are on horses, right? And look, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. And this is to go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. You had a Martin Luther King, you had a Malcolm X, you have a Lil Wayne, you have a Drake, you have a Nicki Minaj, you have a Cardi B, you have T. Sharpton, you have drug dealers, you have A Boogie. You got so many people, but nobody can deliver us out of their hands. When you drop down to 11, it says they ravished the women in Zion and the maids in the city of Judah. Yes, they did do these things. Let alone when when the Babylonians took us out of our land, that's what Esau did. And guess what Esau did? Anybody that was a refugee, they took and brought them to the Babylonians, right? But the Babylonians took us and they ravished our women, right? But when you look at coming to America, the Indians was living here first. The Northern Kingdom was living here first. And so-called Esau was ravishing the women and the maids in the city of America, let alone they were butt breaking the men. Princes are hanged up by their hands. The faces of elders are not honored, right? And we can keep on going, right? And that is the history of the Black Latinos and Natives, right? We're going to go to Tobit chapter 3. Let me widen the screen. Tobit chapter 3, verse 3. Where is that? Tobit chapter 3, verse 3 and 4. Tobit chapter 3, verse 3 and 4. It says, remember me and look on me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorance and the sins of my fathers who have sinned before me. I'm going to read that again. Remember me and look on me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorance and the sins of my fathers who have sinned before thee. For they obey not thy commandments. Wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil and unto captivity and unto death, and for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed, right? And this is in between the Old and New, which the world calls Old and New Testament. But when you look at the etymology of testament, it means covenant. And covenant is basically a contract the Lord put towards us, right? Yahawah is ushering in the new covenant, which we are not in. For you other brothers and sisters that, we're in the new covenant. Nigga, no, we not. We don't got this stuff written on our foreheads. You better stop playing. Nobody got in angelic bodies where they can't die. No, man. They got to stop with that. Look, and they bringing me to Deuteronomy 15 and Deuteronomy 37 to show you Proverbs. And guess what? We're going to get it. We are literally going to get it. And I'm going to just get Deuteronomy 28 and 37 because I know we read verse 15. Deuteronomy 28 and 37, and it reads, and thou shalt be an astonishment, like you damn basketball players, you celebrities. All of that shit is an astonishment. Or being a drug dealer, being a stripper, being an OnlyFans, a proverb, and a byword. Nigga, nigga, nigga. Right? Black, Afro-American. Right? And so many other names. Let alone we were the most being called worse words than any nation, being called spits. Man, many, many names, right? And it says, among all the nations, whether Yahawah shall lead thee. This is who we are amongst all the nations. Astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. Right? So, I forgot what this, oh yeah, this one is for you sisters. This is how you so used to, a lot of our sisters is so used to being, getting pleased or getting treated a certain way by your oppressors. And that song right there, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, they got that from when we was walking through the Red Sea or when we was walking through the Jordan. Come on. That is so plain. But this says a house slave was a slave who worked and often lived in the house of the slave owner. Performing domestic labor, house slaves had many duties such as cooking, cleaning, being used as a sexual slave, serving meals, and caring for children. It said, Harriet Jacob, a house slave from Edenton, North Carolina, reports that on Sunday her mistress would station herself in the kitchen and wait till it was dished, and then spit in all the kettles and pans to make sure that the slaves did not eat what was left over. You see that? It says then spit in all the kettles and pans to make sure that the slaves did not eat what was left over. That's crazy. It's crazy. And it's another black sister I did a video on where she said she don't want to be a servant to a black man who is a slave. And this is why women shall always, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I might say I love the woman that I got, but guess what? Women should be lucky for men that's serving the Lord, man. Because women had it bad back then, let alone in this community, in this society, they're targeting the women. Women should never try to go against a man that's serving the Lord or moving in the way trying to follow the Lord, right? It is sometimes women probably mess up here and there, but a woman that is catering to a man that's serving the Lord, you should be thankful that this is a man of the Lord. He's not an Edomite. He's not none of these other nations, and he is a man to protect you, to provide for you spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. And a lot of women, not saying all, but it's a lot of women that don't truly honor their husband or try to be a better wife or a better woman. Some women think this is a game and this is a joke, right? Women should be working hard to be a better woman and to be an example for other women outside or the children in this household, right? If especially if a woman, women were whooped if she knew how to read. Oh, hell no. So now we got a chance. Guess what women should really be doing? They should be pulling their kids aside, reading to them. A lot of women would say, go ahead and go play. But sit back and watch what your woman is doing. Women should be teaching these children because guess what? Back then, they didn't have a chance to. Right? I'm not saying my life is peachy. No, guess what? These women got to do more. They got to do more work. You know what I'm saying? They got to be teaching these kids. You see how I'm showing history? Guess what they should be doing? They should be taking these videos, saving it in their membrane or saving them in their phone or going on TikTok, saving them and showing them to the kids. Because guess what? I can tell you right now, none of my kids seen any of these videos that I showed. So guess what? On the backbone, my women or any woman that think they serving the men of the Lord and they building a household, you should be teaching your kids the shit they had to go through. And I mean this to the T. If none of you sisters or you brothers trying to go on TikTok or trying to find history videos to actually really show your kids what was going on, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of us is failing our children. Me, I talk a lot of shit to my kids and tell them, oh, they was doing this in the past. But guess what? That's still not good enough. At least I'm trying. But it's a lot of us that can't say that because a lot of us is not doing it. A lot of us is not. Let this video in. Let's wait and see what woman is showing some clips of this video to their kids or trying to get on YouTube or TikTok to be like, hey, hey, Nisipu, or hey, daughter, hey, look, this is what you had to go through. You got to get your kids mad of being here too through the Spirit so that your kids can act better and be in a place because the Lord is watching. This is not a chill, laugh, giggle, tickle me. You know what I'm saying? This is some real deal Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? And most of our women, technically, oh, hey, honey, whatever you want me to do, I'll do. Okay, I'm going to show you what to do. You see me teaching the flock, you should be reflecting on what I'm doing. Teach the damn children. When your husband is going live, it's not just for you to, that was a good lesson, honey. Okay, it was. I'm going to wait a few days and let's see if you re-go over that lesson or some videos and teach those kids. The Lord is recording everything we do. A real man of the Lord, he's going to be watching what his wives is doing, let alone the children. Real men is watching. I don't care how any one of y'all on the camera feel. I don't care because this is very serious. And you'll have your wife, right? Man, yo, honey, I'm so tight that happened. And wait 24 hours and she ain't even go teach these kids not one damn thing because we just seen kids picking up cotton at school. And none of my kids know none of that shit right now. So guess what? Just like I'm telling y'all, guess what? I'm doing it for myself too. I'm gonna wait to see one of my kids hearing a past video. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we do a lesson for. It's not only for adults, even though my YouTube say it's not for kids. This is for you to be educated and take it and go teach your kids. You know what? I'm going to do it even better. I'm going to give you a scripture because a lot of us as men and women, we don't do this and we complain or we make excuses. A lot of women ain't really teaching their kids. They just gurgitate what their husband got and they just read 4 chapters out the day, but you ain't bringing out something that can build your kids up to let them know what the fuck is going on. Education. Who runs education? It says you're going to go to your enemies and hunger and thirst and nakedness. Don't you know you're going to go to your enemies for education? You're not even breaking down that system. You know what I'm saying? This is Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, for thou art a holy people. No, Salaki. Deuteronomy 6:7. It says, and thou shalt teach them diligently, says daily, unto thy children, and shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Guess what? The men should be teaching the whole household, but the man got to teach the whole nation. You know what? A woman would help through the Spirit. She would be like, you know what? This man doing all of this, he basically giving me the information to make my job easier. I'm about to take some little clips, some videos. Guess what? My husband might send me a video. Guess what? He sent you a video. He sent it for you. What you going to do with it? You should be teaching the kids too. It says daily. Thou shalt talk when thou sittest in the house, So when your kids are sitting poly, and they can be downstairs, upstairs, in the basement, in the backyard, you can never feel happy when the sun is up and when the sun go down, that while your kids is in the house, you didn't teach them shit. Or when they walk by the way, oh, I'm about to send you to Auntie Lavette to go get a can of carrots. Or I'm going to send you to your granny house so you can go get your toy you left over there. When they walk by the way, did you teach them? Did you teach them anything? No, I just want the kids out the house. I want to clean. But you know your duty, but you ain't teaching them their duty if it's a boy or a girl. Let alone when thou layest in the house. Before your kid go to bed, give them a scripture. Let them know something terrifying. So when they go to sleep, instead of having a dream of a freaking remote control car, they can have a dream of either slavery. They can have a dream of getting beamed up out of this place. And when thou rises up, you tell your kids, good morning, we getting ready for school. But do you let them know, hey, son, make sure when you go to school, look at things in a spiritual aspect. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? My little man might say, guess what? It's a kid in my school that believed that they're an Israelite. Guess what? That's motivation. That son is, guess what? That son probably woke up and nobody read a scripture or said anything about the Lord to him. And he went to school still trying to say something about the Lord. I'm telling you, when your kids is in your house, when they leaving, walking, going in, you ain't bring out a scripture. You ain't trying to, you got to annoy your kids with thus saith the Lord, because this is why. I'm going to show you why. I love teaching the word because I love pissing myself off and anybody else because we ain't doing our job good enough. We too comfortable, right? This is Judges 2:10. And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers. And there arose another generation after them, which knew not Yahawah, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. I got kids that's the next generation after me. So if I'm not teaching them daily, and they get to 20 years old, guess what? Every grown up in this house, we fucked up. Everybody went, my brothers, the women and the elders, brothers got to do a video every day. You do a video every day and you can look at your wives, they do a good job. But guess what? They can say they ain't doing good enough. Where you not doing good enough at? Damn, I ain't taking some of your lessons and feeding it to the kids. Because this is free. You get a lesson every day. Any man or any woman has an excuse why you didn't teach your kids what Theodore Roosevelt did. We could sit down and watch a movie, the Night in the Museum. I bet you y'all would sit there and won't say nothing. Oh, that's Theodore Roosevelt. You ain't gonna care, right? And I mean this to the titty to anybody. If you in the house with your wife, if you're not, if you're single, if you're married, we got to do better. Right? I got another one. I want to get out of here, man. And it's not enough that any one of us is doing to really even say, you know what, I taught the kids today. But a grown-up will hurry up and say, I read 3 or 4 chapters. Okay, did you read one to the kids? Did you tell the kids any good news? No, I didn't yet. We all should feel guilty for that. We all should mother sucking feel guilty. We ain't teaching these damn kids anything, but we'll hurry up. Come on, let's go out. Let's go do this. Look, Psalm 78 verse 4. I will not hide them from their children. Showeth to the generations to come the praises of Yahawah and his strength and his wonderful works that he have done. He put you in 14 captivities. That's wonderful. Yay! Why you ain't teaching your damn kids that? Then you see it again in Deuteronomy 11 and 19. Ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. The Lord will re-say something, because guess what? Niggas is comfortable. They too comfortable. And I have to talk about myself, because you want to know why? The Lord blessed me with 2 wives. I can't be slacking. And even if a woman got, I got me a righteous husband. Okay, what you doing? Oh, I'm making you some food. What else you doing? I get you some okay, what else is you doing? I want to tell you through the spirit, real men love a woman that is doing things of the scriptures. I love when I see a woman read it or she asks a question. If you ain't asking no question, it's just gonna be a regular, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. But when a woman is being spiritual, oh, that's a different sexy. You understand? What do they say? What did Justin Timberlake say? I'm bringing sexy back. There's a lot of women that ain't bringing that sexy back, bringing out book, chapter, verse, right? I got something for you, right? It's a terrible sight, and every day I doubt my own self. No, you need to do better. Goodbye. That's not good enough, right? Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart. If you ain't teaching your child daily, like the Lord said, they gonna leave. They gonna leave this truth. No, I'm staying faithful. I'm here. See, this is the problem with Israel. We think about ourselves too much, and that through the spirit, you is a selfish nigga, man. You worried about your own self. And then when you wake up the next day, oh, I love my kids, and you kiss them in the face, kiss them in the mouth, you give them snacks, but you didn't give them no spiritual snack. You're not trying to train. What do Sirach 33 say? It says, man, let me just get it. Let me just get it. Let me just get it. Right? Sirach. It's probably chapter 30. Sirach chapter 30 could be verse 3. The KJV is slam on dunk, but it's even fire when you read it in the GNT, right? Verse 3. Sirach chapter 30, verse 3. It says, he that teacheth his son and daughter, but it says son because the son is different, because the son can take after the father, right? And do the same thing. So that's why you hear about son and man so important, because without the man, the woman ain't shit, and the nation of Israel ain't shit. So you need men. So I'm gonna say it again. It says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. So when you teach your son, let alone your daughter too, you grieve the enemy. The same way I might take a minute break from off teaching and I might just read or I might just watch videos. That still don't mean that I got to take a break from teaching or edifying. I discipline my household. The women is the nourishers. They're gentle and soft. You know what I'm saying? So even more better, kids need to hear the same thing from both parents. Kids need to see, oh, my father's teaching, everybody be quiet. Let alone the kids need to see, oh, mom about to read a story, mom about to do a lesson. Kids need to see that, because then the kids is through the spirit is going to respect both parents. But if the man just reading, guess what? Them kids, I bet you I get all my kids right now. I bet you if we say, who do y'all fear more? They're going to say me. That's cool. That's great. Who if you ask the kids who's studious, who they see always trying to be abounding in work, it's not saying I'm better. The kids is going to say me. That's cool and all, but it's even better when a woman is abounding in her work. Kids know mom is always cleaning. That's freaking good. But don't you want your kids to know my mom and my dad is teaching me? My dad and my mom, my dad and my mom is edifying me, so I can know who I am. So when I walk up this house, I'm not no bobblehead, right? Our daughters got to know about their menstrual cycle and bleeding. Our daughters got to know when you lay with a man, that's your damn husband. Our sons got to know that they got to dwell with their wives according to knowledge. You got to constantly abide this in your head. You want me to tell you why? I'm going to tell the world why. Because I have a daughter that had to do a spiritual sexual act with some boy, and she's 7 years old. I don't care how you feel, but the Lord had me go through that, and guess what? I'm already edifying her, but it's not enough. The women over there, they hear me too. It's not enough. They got to double down too. I can't be the only one putting my foot down. I can't be the only one edifying. They not edifying the world unless a single sister come across, but the Lord gave us enough kids. That's why the women should always be occupied, because she's the weaker vessel. She can be attacked. Next thing you know, they could be, oh, that video, or giggle, and they could be talking about something that don't got no edifying to it, that's not flying shit in their head. That's why a woman, if she say she a reflection of her man, oh, you is? Did you read? Did you bring out some scriptures? Oh yeah, me and my sister that was in Alabama, we brought out some scriptures. Okay, that's cool. How many kids you got? Oh, I got 4, 3. How many she got? She got 1. So did you say that to your kids? No, I didn't yet. Another day go past. Oh, I read 4 chapters today, Gabar. Oh, you did, sis? Oh man, oh praises. Did you would you read in with your kids or your sister? Oh no, I just read with my sister. Okay, did you teach the kids? Oh no, I didn't do it yet. I'm gonna tell them next week. Every time you learn a lesson, you should take a certain scripture out that lesson. Be like, you know what? Because you know kids' attention span is not too good. Get 2 or 3 scriptures, read it to your kids, and break it down. The reason why I said that is because the first video I showed you is they had kids in the cotton fields. If I was taking my kids to the cotton field, I'm going to let them know, guess what your oppressors was doing? They was whooping your ass, and I'm going to make my kids pick up cotton, and I'm going to show you, hey, guess what? Guess what the Esau was doing? Just sit here, say, hey, you're not moving fast enough. Then an hour go past, and they say, okay, we're done. This not heavy enough. Nope, you ain't going back in the house. You ain't eating yet. Do some more. They said the slaves had 1 15-minute break out of the whole day. Are you kidding me? When you work most jobs, you only get 1 break. Let that sit on your chest for a minute, man. It's no time to say, you know what, I'm comfortable, right? Nobody should be comfortable, right? Let's see if we can read some more through this. Okay, verse 4. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he have left one behind that is like himself. So guess what? If I die, I have to believe that TJ understand enough. Guess what? I don't even make him come sit down and watch, because through the spirit, I will want him to yield and do it himself. But if he don't do it himself, guess what? I'm going to talk junk. But through the rebound, guess what? The ribs in my house should be doing. Oh, TJ, you the man. Guess what? You got to know these pointed scriptures. That helps, because I'm already planting the seed already. My little man know who I'm down here. He can hear me. So I got to give it to him again? No. I'm going to watch, because the Lord has servants that's still going to bring forth the same message to make sure the prophets ends meet. That's how prophecy go around. Look what we doing. We reading scriptures that your forefathers wrote, and we bringing it back to intuition again, because ain't nothing new under the sun. Everybody got to get this work. Everybody. We've been on this live for 2 hours. Guess what? We still not done. You niggas will play the game for 3 hours. Your woman will watch a movie for an hour, watch a TV show on and on and on, or they yip at them out about nonsense all damn day. All damn day. But you telling me you can't sit still for a video and just be like, damn, let me take some of these precepts. Because I'm the type of dude, I hit up somebody in the chat, yo, Bruce, did you get the second last precept I brought out? You know what I'm saying? That's the type of time I'm on. Because somebody gonna say, a brother gonna hit you, yo, brother, that was a good lesson, oh, for real? All right, I hear you. Then they hit you back, hey, yo, brother, what was that precept you brought out? You know what they could have did? When the video over, they can rewind it and then get it again. A lot of us is not really paying attention. It's not. But let's put on the movie John Wick, Transformers. Everybody gonna remember every detail. You got people talking about Assassin's Creed. They're talking about Shazam. I bet you everybody can remember every damn part. But I bet you ain't gonna remember a video I posted or a scripture I posted that you can put in your arsenal to teach your son or your daughter. Well, I'm gonna leave this part right here alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back to TikTok, because sometimes you could just be wasting your breath because it don't go nowhere. You know, and sometimes it goes to where it needs to go, right? And I believe it's a man out there that's gonna really hearken to what I'm saying. He's gonna take this, right? I don't have my faith in nobody. I only have faith in Yahawah Shema Shai, that he will make a man actually listen and take something from this. Like I had to sit for 23 minutes and listen to my brother saying video, then watch it again and be like, damn. And then out of nowhere, the Lord brought me here. And guess what? There we go. But if I didn't sit and watch his video, I would have never knew nothing, and and I would have never been able to be brought these videos right here. The Lord works in mysterious ways just so you can get edified. You just have to learn how to shut up and sit down. So let's go to this next video. Lord willing, it makes you mad as it pissed me off. The screen going a little in and out, you know. Oh, man.
White people were the first to formally put an end to slavery. In 1833, Britain was the first.
This is not the video I clicked. It was this video. It's called How Slaves Was Tied During Slave Trade. This is something you want to show your kids. Women was tied up like this and boys. This is not something, I'm telling you, this video is not only for one person. This video is not for two people. This video is for the Black, Latinos, and Natives that don't know shit who they is, or if you think you do know, but you ain't never seen this video. This is supposed to edify you and be like, damn, I did not know that. Damn, that is crazy. These videos in scriptures should make you want to go harder for the Lord. Go harder for your family. Go hard for yourself so you can be a reflection of real men and real women. So guess what? When a woman actually yields her authority and she's actually taking a heed on lessons, taking her little notes, so she can be like, guess what? I got to give this to my kids. What do you think I got to do? I got to write these notes and get it ready for the nation of Israel. Let alone these precepts. A kid do something, I bring a precept into mine. That's what it's all for. It's to regurgitate. And that's how they was tying you up, man. This is why it makes me, I don't care. I'm going to take another spiritual cleanse in that bathroom, and I'm going to have to pray before I do what I think I'm going to do through the Spirit for the Lord to increase me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing really got my attention like the ministry. And it's crazy through the Spirit. Through the Spirit, it probably was one of us, a lot of us that was in this situation. And a lot of us right now cannot fathom this type of pain. You You seen how he was twisting? That brother is so tight and uncomfortable. After however long they got you tied like that, I bet you his whole body or her body was hard for her to walk. That's why I said that they would not regard the person of old or young. That's crazy, man. Even this freaking thunderclap mother sucker right here. I don't know if y'all know this lady right here. What's her name? Lorraine.
Today, let's talk about the most brutal slave owner to ever live. This story gets very gruesome, what I'm about to tell you. Be aware. But let's get into it. The story of Madame Larry. Madame Larry is known as the torture queen of New Orleans. She did very demonic acts to her slaves, to the point where she holds the nickname the torture queen of New Orleans. She is one of the most infamous serial killers in the world. In 1831, her and her husband lived in a mansion in New Orleans within a slave quarters. Her public treatment of her slaves were decent, but behind closed doors, they were truly demonic. There's one gruesome story where a 12-year-old girl was combing her hair. While combing, she accidentally pulled one of her hairs. So Larry chased her around with the whip. The young lady jumped off the rooftop mansion rather than await the torturing that was waiting for her. That's how afraid she was of Larry. She was also famous for collecting horrendous torture devices. She even beat her daughters for trying to feed starving slaves. Now let's get into her horrendous crimes. She would stuff animal feces in her own slave's mouth and then sew them shut. She would also wrap her slaves' intestines around their own body. She once had the arms of a woman amputated and her skin peeled off in a circular fashion to resemble a caterpillar. The limbs of another slave were broken at odd angles so that they could resemble a human crab. She also had a 70-year-old female slave chained to a stove. She was even known for gauging her slaves' eyes out, poked holes in their skulls, leaving maggots to infest the openings. Remember I just said the lady slave that was chained to a stove? She set fire because she did not want to go to the upper room in that mansion. Because the upper room in that mansion is where Larry would torture slaves.
And the craziest thing, when you think of the movie, The Upper Room, what you think that's going into? You see that? I don't. The movie called Life. He used to say, "I want to go up to the upper room." Where the fuck? Excuse my language. Where the hell you think they got that from?
Police would soon discover these things, but Larry would then flee to Paris, where she died in 1849. And this is the house where she used to torture them. I'm just truly lost for words.
And if anybody I don't want you to believe what I'm saying, but let's make God true and every man a liar. This is her name, Dauphine Larry. She looked like the lady off of what is this lady name? I forgot her name. She looked like an actor. She looked just like her. Damn, what the hell her name is? Oh my goodness, I forgot her name. She looked like, what's her name? Lord willing, to the spirit. I hope it comes to mind, but it might not. So I'm gonna just read because I like to fact check. You know what I'm saying? And some people are, oh, this brother bringing out false accusation. So Madame Larry, right, was a New Orleans socialite and serial killer who tortured and murdered slaves in her household. Born during the Spanish colonial period, Larry married 3 times in Louisiana and was twice widowed. She maintained her position in New Orleans society in April 10, 1834, when rescuers responded to a fire at her Royal Street mansion, which, wait, let me see. They discovered bound slaves in her attic who showed evidence of cruel, violent abuse over a long period. Laurie's house was subsequently sacked by an outraged mob of New Orleans citizens. She escaped to France with her family, you see, and that's what he said. The mansion traditionally held to be Laurie's. Laurie's is a landmark in the French Quarter, in part because of its history and for its agriculture significance. However, her house was burned by the mob, and the Laurie mansion at 1140 Royal Street was in fact rebuilt after her departure from New Orleans. So the same house was rebuilt. That shit is absurd. This just goes in her history: second marriage and death of husband, her third marriage, torture and murder of slaves in 1834, Laurie mansion fire. This is her mansion right here. I mean, this is the entrance. Laurie treatment of her slaves between 1831 and 1834 are mixed. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Look how crafty, because that goes into Sirach, the 12th chapter, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy. As iron rust, so do they wickedness. And in verse 16, they won't be satisfied with just blood. However, in public appearances, Laurie was seen to be generally polite to black people. Right? She was polite to black people. Let me see. I want to see another joint, because there was another one where it says she was nice. Wow, that's crazy. Laurie cruelty that were current among New Orleans residents in about 1836. She said that subsequent to the visit of the lawyer, one of Laurie's neighbors saw an 8-year-old slave girl fall to her death. This was an 8-year-old slave. So this is like talking about my mind. An 18-year-old slave fall to her death from the roof of the Royal Street mansion. And that's what he said in the video. It was an 8-year-old that went to the rooftop because she didn't want to go where Laurie was going to take her, because she was going to torture her young ass. This 8-year-old black slave girl went on a roof and damn near leaped off that mother sucker of the Royal Street mansion while trying to avoid punishment from a whip welding Laurie. The body was subsequently buried on the mansion grounds. Janine de Laving, probably said her last name wrong, in her 1945 account gave the child's age as 12 years old and gave her name Leah or Leah. Later writers elaborated on the case, saying that Leah had been brushing Laura hair when she hit a snag, causing Laura to grab a whip and chase her. I ain't gonna lie, like, even though scriptures like you can't really commit suicide, that is crazy. That damn white lady was a demon. Right? And guess what? I got kids that was her age. Guess what? They need to know that. Oh, this is the one that I wanted to show you. It was 3 ways women resist certain things in slavery. And watch, you're going to see some black sisters poison themselves just to avoid it.
These are 3 ways in which enslaved women resisted institutional slavery. By
My name's EJ. I'm talking about 3 ways in which enslaved African American and African women resisted institutional slavery since the inception of chattel slavery. One form in which enslaved women resisted institutional slavery was trying to avoid being pregnant. Enslaved women had a lot of knowledge about plants and herbs and land around them. And it is said that some enslaved women would chew on the roots of cotton in order to prevent becoming pregnant. Another form of resistance from enslaved women was if an enslaved woman, especially those who worked inside the house, as domestics, especially those who were working as cooks on the plantation, or for those that enslaved them, sometimes they poison them once again knowing how to use the herbs and things around them, as in the case in 1857 of an enslaved woman named Josephine in the state of Mississippi, who was accused of doing that to her owners. And in fact, it actually went to trial. Another form of resistance by enslaved women was faking being pregnant or an illness in order to alleviate themselves some from having such a harsh demand on them while undergoing the workload that was expected as enslaved women. Now, resistance comes in many different forms and many different ways. These are just a few ways in which day-to-day enslaved women across the country and across the Americas was resisting the institution of slavery.
Well, some of those women was very smart just to, be crafty. This is the video we started with. 5th graders pick cotton for a field trip. And you can keep on going. If you ever on TikTok, all you got to do is just type at the top, you type slavery history. And this is another reason why they want to ban TikTok, for the truth coming out. But come to find out, they saying it's a hard time to ban TikTok. They're having a hard time. I think I've seen this a long time. I'm going to watch this one. I feel like if you really want to understand more, I'm not going to probably keep this video up any longer. If you want to learn, you would do diligent research. TikTok would be a very good example too. I didn't want to bring out flood too many scriptures. Slavery is real, but it's a reason why you were in slavery. And we really brought it out when we went to Baruch. My brother Sam went to Baruch 4 and 6 and 7. And I went to Baruch 4 and 25. And I went to the 3 holy children, let alone Deuteronomy 6 and 7, even Psalms 22, to let you know that we are supposed to diligently teach our children, not only the good things, but teach your kids the bad things. Because if you keep teaching your kids the good things, all your kids is just going to expect good things in life, let alone when you're always saying yes to your kids is going to look at you as a yes mom or a yes dad, right? Sometimes you gotta discipline or be strict with your kids because you don't want to give them too much liberty. Me and you failed as grown-ups, or however old you is, because we was doing holidays, birthdays. We were doing a lot of bullshit that we should not be doing because we didn't have the right leadership. Now that you come into this ministry, it is time to be a different parent. It's a time to be a different child, right? And I'm not here to force anybody, but if some things hurt you and make you want to be better, then you should do better. If you want better, do better. If you think better, you should always move better, right? And change is only going to come by action. If you are not making an action, you are failing your household. How can you say you love your children, but you constantly feeding them bullshit and you constantly just letting your kids do whatever they want? I don't give a damn if a kid is playing 5 days out the week. Them kids better be reading. They better be learning something. But then if I don't see that they don't want to learn, or if they don't want to hear the word, guess what? I'm going to step away from teaching my kids. And I mean that. And then I'm going to talk shit later on why I'm not saying nothing. Because you have to know this knowledge is going to be hidden from you. That's why they're trying to ban TikTok. In a minute, they're going to cancel all this internet. And guess what kids are going to have to go to? Back to reading. But right now, if you're not putting your kids to read or learn, they're never going to want to do it. Nowadays, kids come home and they ain't got no homework. Homework is called doing work at home. If you don't got your kids doing work at home, I ain't talking about homeschool. I ain't talking about tic-tac-toe. Your kids should be learning who they are and where they came from and the shit your people had to go through. You should never feel good just because the kid got a green, a blue, or a superstar that, oh, it was a good day, baby. Okay, have a popsicle. And then the whole day go past and you not trying to put the fear of God on them. And the reason why I had to say this is because it was a sister. We was on Clubhouse, and it was some brothers. We was speaking on slavery and history and prophecies. She said, "Man, y'all getting me scared. That's the whole point. But you want to get scared of Yahawah Shem Yahushai. If you don't have fear on the Lord, me personally, I really don't want you to talk to me. If I feel like you didn't get edified or you didn't learn, or if you ain't talking too much or what you learn or what the Lord done to you, I ain't gonna lie. That attracts me. Let alone sometimes when I'm doing a lesson and my Araya Gabar will come and just sit and hear the word. Guess what? She do that more than anybody in my house. I'm talking about sitting next to me, not sit in another room, not sit upstairs and just listen. This girl would just sit. I'm like, go ahead, go near your mind. She's like, no, I'm gonna sit right here. And she do it more than anybody. And guess what? It motivates me. Because then after, she will remember something I said. Oh, goodbye, I don't want to go to my grandmother's because I'm afraid Jacob trouble. Guess what? That motivate me to do a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I know that the kids is our motivation. If you're not applying pressure, they're not going to learn shit. And sometimes if they don't want to learn, then you got to take the pressure away. Guess what? I ignore kids. And I will ignore a woman. What? I would, Shalom, how you doing? And I would talk less to everybody in my house. That don't mean I'm mad at y'all. Guess what? I'm going to get in the spirit. What you going to do? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want. I want to feel that it could be an angel over there just chilling. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not enough people being vibrant with the Lord, then that means we giving enough room for a unclean spirit to come in this damn house. Nope, not having it. Keep that shit away from me. You understand? So I'm going to play this last video, and then we're going to end it through the spirit of Yahawah Shem Yahushai.
Look, when we say slavery wasn't that long ago, I need y'all to listen. This brother Daniel Smith was 90 years old. He just passed, and his father was born enslaved. Yeah, his father was born a slave. Check out these jewels he's dropped.
He used to tell these stories.
Stories about the inhumanity their ancestors suffered and survived.
Father said you could hear him screaming.
I got another question. I got something else to say. You see how the movie started? His father was born in slavery, and he's about to tell about what was going on. So that means his father was teaching him. Let alone, I bet you his mother was teaching him too. It's no room if our kids don't really know what the hell was going on. I watched Goodbye Uncle Tom. I probably was the only one. My little man TJ was watching with me. He probably fell asleep, but he watched it. It was very gory, but he watched it. He probably don't bring it up no more because it's not in his mind. You know why? Because he's not hearing it enough. He's not watching certain things that they went through. Our kids get to get on a laptop, a phone, watch a damn Fire Stick, but they don't even know that our forefathers was getting hit with a stick and getting broke up. When you watch emasculation, probably saying the word wrong every damn time, your kids should sit down and watch it. They worried about popcorn. This is something about your history. And nobody in my household or anybody out there can remember they getting their ass tapped like slavery with bruise marks. But then we'd be like, babe, go upstairs and just chill. But even though they might not be able to watch it, we don't even try to break it down to them. We don't even try to get a PG video, just like a little video just to show our kids, to let them know our kids got it good. We got it a little good because Esau not snatching us and beating us or spitting in our damn food. Imagine my wife made a big ass pot of soup and we made that for Esau and he spit in that damn pot. We should be fucking thankful we didn't experience that. That's why you got to learn it and be like, damn, I did experience it because that's my foreign fathers. And you still in the hands of your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Our God in His truth, I don't like that a lot of us just yip yapping and yippity yap yap. And nobody ain't talking about the disasters we went through. A lot of people got that spirit of roly-poly-oly.
And crying at the whipping post. But the interesting thing, my father never allowed you to talk negatively about America.
His father believed, like other freed slaves in this new America, his young son would be great.
He grabbed me and shook me. He said, "You have nothing to cry about.
This is America. We came from the strongest of the strong. We survived the ships.
The ship.
He gave the signal to be strong and to survive.
And not just survive, but thrive and fight for true freedom. Smith followed that dream to Alabama.
That's the one incorrection that he was wrong about. Freedom and all that other stuff. The number one freedom we get is freedom of self, of knowing who we are and knowing who our power is. That's why I brought out Judges 2:10. We can walk, we can say we're not slaves no more. They just took off from beating you, and now they're beating you financially. You still get the end of the stick when you working. Still not getting enough. And this is the problem with Israel. We just think because they slack on their punishment or their rigor judgment on us that we just good and dandy. No, we not. And I'm not taking away from what he's saying, but I'm going to talk bad about America. America is the worst place we ever been. And this place is going to get destroyed. So why not talk bad about America? The Lord told Jonah to cry against, prophesied against Nineveh. We're supposed to be crying and prophesying against America. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to just finish this video.
Alabama, where he helped lead the fight for voting rights. He witnessed firsthand the terror. Smith remembers the Ku Klux Klan torching his office, and one night while driving, a car full of white men chased him down a dark road.
Then all of a sudden, boom, they hit me, and so I sped up as fast as my car would go, and then they come alongside me, pull over, you black. And I said, no, this black is not pulling over, because if they catch you, you're gone.
That must have been the most terrifying.
I wasn't scared. I was angry. But it stays with you up to 89, you know?
Like you can still feel that.
Oh, yes, yeah, right.
Smith went on to a successful career in government and served as head usher at the National Cathedral, where he led presidents to prayer. An incredible life, inspired by a generation history forgets.
Look, when we say slavery wasn't that long ago.
Look, this is, even though I give all respect to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, but when I first got the a clear and better understanding, the brother Zion from Niagara Falls, man, he had brought this scripture out and brought better clarity. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's still the same thing, get out of her. This right here let me know we got to get out of here spiritually. But if you're not getting right, you're not going to get out of here physically, which that scripture is really talking about. Because when you really see all the way through Revelation, the 18th, and you get to the 19th verse or the 18th verse, it tells you that this place will be destroyed in 1 hour. So when you read verse 4, Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Those plagues is those missiles that's going to come and destroy this place. So physically, that's why we have to kill the old man and work on our inner us, so that we can be worthy, called worthy enough that the Lord beam us up through the ceiling, beam you up in the street, and you get in his pavilion, which would be the vehicles that won by the Yahawah, I believe, is not chariots, but that you get beamed up in the chariots, right? That's what this is going into. You come out of her in them chariots. But yes, you can't come out of here if you don't got your mind intact. When you look at Revelations, the 14th chapter, verse 9 to 10, anybody take that charagma, you not coming out this mother sucker, right? Let me get this Isaiah. Let's get the Isaiah 48, verse 20. Isaiah 48, verse 20. Go ye forth of Babylon. Flee ye from the Chaldeans with a voice of singing. Declare ye and tell this, utter it even to the end of the earth. Say ye, Yahawah have redeemed his servant Jacob. And Babylon would be a so-called America, and the Chaldeans would be the so-called Edom, right? A lot of times you read this is dealing with that time, but now we're in this time. So all scriptures ain't nothing new under the sun. A lot of nations will be symbolic to other current events that already happened, right? Because when you look at Isaiah, the 31st chapter, a lot of us is going to go to Egypt, Babylon for help. We're going to look for the government, for the president for help. That's why a lot of us is going to yield and take the freaking the CVID, the vaccination, right? And then a lot of us is going to take that hippie hip, right? That hand or forehead hippie hip, right? So we got to flee from the Chaldeans. First, we got to do it spiritually by abiding ourselves in the works of Yahawah Shem Yahushai, right? Because we can't physically leave here. If you ain't trying to be spiritual for Yahawah Shem Yahushai, you ain't leaving shit. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 8. It says, remove out of the midst of Babylon. We have to spiritually move out of the midst of Babylon, which is America, Salaki, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans of today would be the so-called American test tube monkey Edomites, and be as the goats before the flock. Other than that, you know, we could keep on going, but I do not want to drown you, brothers and sisters. Lord willing, that was edifying to the hopeful elect, whoever you may be. Right? Let me get the home screen back on. Lord willing, that was edifying to the hopeful elect, whoever you may be. If I can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, I damn sure could do it. Death to America, death to Esau. Not on my time, but his time. He is never early. He is always on time. Call Allah Yahawah by Shem Yahushai by Shem Kakwadash. Yahawah being the most high God, and Yahushai is who the world calls Jesus the Christ. And of course, I want to say it again, regardless if you accept it or not. Double honors to the apostles and the elders and great millstone that have been ruling well through the spirit. And even for the mighty men in these other congregations and out these congregations, that could be the hopeful elect, whoever you may be. Lord willing, the Most High keep pushing you to go to the highways and byways and do sit downs to edify the hopeful elect, whoever they may be. And Lord willing, He increase you in the understanding so that we can be on one accord. And Lord willing, He can continue to have the wives play their role and even do better works for themselves and to make their house even more peaceful. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the truth. Other than that, you know, get it right and get it tight. Get your mind right and get these precepts tight in your memory. Even if you can't remember it, mark up your Bible, mark up your notebook, and constantly dig into them scriptures. If you're not digging, you're not finding nothing. And that's what mine workers do. They keep digging until they find some damn diamonds or they find gold. So Lord willing, y'all keep digging. Keep digging. And if you have questions, closed mouth don't get fed. You're not going to get fed if you keep your mouth closed. Right? So till next time, your brother Dargabar. Shalom.